He thought some butt cheeks.
Alrighty, so who would like to give the recap of what happened last session?
Not me, I'm driving. Nose goes.
Okay. Well, recap. Shit went sideways. Hard.
Good recap. So, let's go ahead and start then.
Okay.
Bug creature thingies, howlers, whispers. Only one way to freaking kill them. And really, it's not really killing them, it's just, I don't want you here in my realm of existence right now, please leave.
Okay.
We have evacuated Phobos. Phobos is currently,
Gone.
well, under massive quarantine.
Yeah, they sent in a couple of intervention battalions.
And we are all going through, more than likely, hopefully, processing.
No,
Nope.
we're actually in orbit.
Well, that doesn't bode
All
well.
the other ships are going through processing, but our ship is not.
You guys will find out what's happening to your ships when we get to that point.
I was gonna say-
All of our stats back up, or what?
You're staying right where you're
Yeah.
at.
Okay.
Alrighty, so, yep, as previously said, that is kind of where you're at. Alright, you guys find yourselves aboard the Puddle Jumper. Sabine...
Puddle Jumper?
Yeah, Puddle Jumper. It's your guys'
What's a Puddle
TTI
Jumper?
ship that was
Oh,
gifted
it's
to
our
you.
TTI. It's our ship that's not... Okay.
So,
It's the ship that I.
go ahead.
It's the ship that I got from TTI.
Yep.
Right.
Alright, so who happens to be piloting the ship at the moment?
Dylan.
I guess me.
Alright, go ahead and take one of the chairs.
Cola doesn't. I was gonna say Cola doesn't have a suit, so Cola really can't.
Oh, yeah.
TTI.
Cousin, wake up! I know you are better pilots than the fucking trash panda. Get up!
Sabine does not appear to move at all. In fact, if it weren't for the very, very light breathing, you would actually think that Sabine is dead. Oh, and the heart
Some
monitor.
might even say, yeah.
Delightful. So, yeah, no.
Can Krylock approaches Sabine. May I start emergency surgeries to bring her conscious? I'll pull out a scalpel.
No.
Why not? No one ever lets me work on anybody.
It's not going to work.
Hey, it might. You might as well let him try, right?
Are you a coma doctor?
I'm most definitely a doctor of every kind.
All right,
That's why they
Tyson.
hired me as a coroner.
Go ahead.
Very well.
Just keep
I
in
will
mind,
call-
if she wakes up covered in stitches, she's going out for blood.
Okay, all right. So
I'm
I
sorry,
just so happened to just now pull into my driveway, but I will make this roll. So, Nick, I am going to. You know, from what I remember, what happened to Sabine, she was attacked by one of these creatures and then was kind of knocked unconscious. Is that about right?
Essentially correct. Dylan, if you would like to kind of explain that one, because I know you remember it a little bit better than I probably.
No. My character. This is my character's recollection.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
letting you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I wasn't there, actually. I was told that Sabine was attacked by the creature, and the creature attacked, but I don't know how Sabine resisted the creature, but was knocked unconscious thereafter.
Right.
Magic.
So I
No.
think it has something to do with the Whisperers.
Could always use a co-pilot, Cola. I know you can't really help, but you can at least take the controls and...
Fair enough.
So first, I would like to make a medicines check,
Okay. So,
like any good doctor should.
yeah, so your medicine check itself, is the sheet on Roll20 up to date, or is this a kind of an old thing?
I believe it's up to date. I could be wrong.
You have no
I
ranks
know.
in medicine on this one.
I know.
Okay. That's going to be 2 greens versus a hard check, so purples. 3 purples.
Wait, why do you have no ranks in medicine?
Alright, and
You're not
I'm
a
going
doctor.
to use a story point to upgrade one of those purples to a red.
What? You're not very nice.
Okay, look, if she wakes up and destroys all of the known universe, I will murder you.
Right before the galaxy implodes, huh?
No,
So
I won't. I will gather up all of my space dust
Alright.
and find all of the space dust that is Krylock, and I will murder it.
Alright, Krylock, so what minor bad thing happens when you inspect Sabine?
I am inspecting Sabine, and all of a sudden she stops breathing.
Really?
But then she starts breathing again, so I was lucky.
Okay, there for a second, the heart
What?
monitor skyrockets.
But I'm just touching and everything like that. I'm like, well, she's definitely there because she doesn't like me none. So I think it's a mental thing. So I'm going to lean down to Sabine's ear and go, hey, I'm going to use my leadership. And I'm going to use my leadership. I'm going to heal strain, because I can heal strain. And I'm going to say, and how I'm going to heal that strain is, if you don't wake up right now, I swear I'm going to do some really nasty things to your body while you're not moving that you really won't like. Because I will enjoy every minute of it. And I'll take pictures and then hold it over your head for the rest of your life. And this is Krylock, and you know I can come up with some pretty nasty shit.
Alright, go ahead and roll a hard coercion, or a daunting coercion check.
You're going to try and coerce the unconscious.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure that you're a doctor?
He's a coroner.
Like, at all?
He's a coroner.
Have you ever practiced medicine?
Yes. I think I have to. My 20 points is going into coercion because it works with my my ability, because it's either coercion or the other one.
Right.
But anyways, what is it currently?
That'd be 4
Because
purples.
it should be 1. Okay.
I'm also going to introduce a black because of the unconsciousness. So.
Okay.
That's
Can I get a blue from my secretary aiding me?
She comes in and kind of starts poking and prodding. Sure, why not?
All right, thanks. Can I use a story point to upgrade one of mine? Okay. And I spent my points on it. I just haven't gone in there and done it.
No worries.
You said 4 purples and a black?
Yes.
And black is S, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I heal because I assume it's the damages, and I will heal 8 strain.
Okay. And I'm gonna take the 2 minors. Tyson, go ahead and roll me a resilience check.
What's my stat in that?
Resilience.
Ooh, can I roll a brawn check?
Resilience is gonna be 1 green for what you've got.
Yes. And what's my difficulty?
Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so your difficulty is going to be average, so 2 purples. Alright. Luckily, you're able to step back as a gout of flame kind of comes out of Sabine's body and melts the electronics that are attached to her. Unfortunately, you also get kind of singed, and you don't particularly care for the, I would suppose, the burnt hair smell.
Yeah, whatever. I've been through worse.
Okay.
I slit my own throat. Come on now.
That's true. Alright. So, what else?
No, is she awake?
No, she's not awake. Anything else you'd like to try?
I'm gonna try a high electrical shock to see if I can just wake the shit out of her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another medicine check.
What's the difficulty?
Can I roll the brawn check now?
Sure. You roll your medicine, he'll roll his brawn.
What's the difficulty on medicine?
Roll. Don't worry about the difficulty, just roll your dice.
Okay. I think I'm 2 green, right?
So, I need to roll pilot this thing, correct?
No, not yet.
Give me 1 second, I will be
piloting. Yep.
Alright, and that's the last thing I'm gonna try. But I do shock the shit out of her, and I'm very advantageous at it.
Advantageous.
I don't think that's what my successes give me.
So, anyway, go get on your computer and we'll discuss what happened with your successes.
Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta check in with my wife, so I might be a moment.
Alright, so Cody and Dylan, both of you are up in the pilot seats, looking over the city as you kind of fly the ship into outer atmosphere. As you get further and further up, you see the city has like some areas where it's burning, but for a massive event like this, you're actually kind of surprised you're not seeing more destruction.
What, over Phobos?
Yeah, over Phobos. You can see the other emergency ships flying above, and you're hearing the radio chatter from their pilots talking about vectors and other deals that they need to get into outer atmosphere, as well as avoid the IRPF drop ships that are...
I would have thought that... It's surprising how quiet it is.
Yeah, you'd almost think there was nothing going on here. Little...
Nick, that's... Well, how far up are we at this point?
At this point, you guys are roughly a couple miles up. You guys are starting to hit the lower end of the atmosphere where it starts to change into, like, stratosphere and such.
Okay, so that would be a good point for you to pop one of those howl noises, just to, you know... set the mood, you see.
Anyway.
Because a couple of miles... You can hear a wolf call for... How many miles, Cody? About 5?
No, a little bit more than that. No. Yes. No. Yes.
As you guys continue to survey below you...
6 miles.
You hear the
Where is it
shriek
coming
below
from?
you.
Below us.
Below us.
Up now. Up now. Up now. Up now.
We are...
go up.
We climb.
Mm-mm.
No. You stop that right now.
You stop that shit right now.
I'm not even joking with you.
And you come out into outer space.
Hopefully anything that doesn't breathe, you know...
Black screen! Nick!
Give me a second.
It is a screen of black.
There we go.
Essentially, you see the couple of drop ships, which are these right here, kind of next to you, as well as the other ships ahead. As you get up into outer space, your ship starts to ping you information, Cody, that comes across your the screen for you. Dylan, unfortunately, because Cola cannot actually interface with the ship, you're not receiving any of this.
You know, one would think they have some sort of backup monitors in here. Ship! Ship, do you have like a helmet or something I could use, please?
At your words, the ship, like a console, seems to open up, and out pops like this little visor deal. It kind of looks like Geordi's visor off of Star Trek.
Fair enough, thank you. I put on the visor.
All right, so as you put it on, you start to hear the radio chatter again, or at this point, as well as starting to see the identification of the different ships. With the ship's limited range, all you're really seeing is essentially what's right in front of you. As you start to fly towards Mars, one of the other ships, identifying as Medic 1, starts to relay that they have a couple of vectors with headaches aboard.
Airlock.
Listen, I know this isn't going to make sense, but trust me, if you want to keep the other patients on that ship alive, put them in the airlock now.
Create a medical wing inside the airlock.
Headache is one of the first symptoms of this infection.
Alright, good copy. We will transfer them over to the airlock where they can hopefully cause no harm.
If they turn, you better be ready to emergency vent it, because they will cut through the hatches.
Yes.
So, I don't have any way to my phone, so I'm gonna have to hold the phone in my ear because my wife wants me to make her kava.
Okay.
But anyways, so what happens if you're done with Cody or whatnot? What happens?
All right. So Dylan, describe what your 3 successes do to Krylock whenever he tries to electro shocks.
Oh yeah, okay. So he manages to apply the electrodes and shock me, and in response, her arm shoots out and kind of smashes him against the bulkhead. And then she goes back to, you know, just dead still.
Okay. Well, there's an arm that needs to come off.
Oh, damn.
I'll pull out my hacksaw.
Actually, hold on. Nick, do you think I could maintain a firearm?
You're not shooting him, and you're not hacking her limbs off.
What? No.
Oh.
I mean, literally, if he hacks my arm off, do you
turn
think
her
I
into
could
a
use my
robot?
implants, or what we're calling an implant, to maintain an arm that is completely made out of fire?
No.
Damn.
Definitely not. We're not having a
It's too bad there's no
relapse
ice
in your
mods.
character.
I liked my ice character. She was fun.
Yeah, but ice makes
So-
sense. Fire, not so much.
Sure it does. I'm like half elemental now.
Not in this setting, it doesn't anyway. Alright.
Can I make so there's no other medicines check I could do to figure out what's wrong with her?
You could probably do a knowledge science check, probably.
So 2 green.
Yeah, isn't your intellect higher than that, though?
I thought my intellect was a 3, but you've been having me roll 2 dice for my intellect.
Well, medicine isn't based... Oh, it is based on intellect. God, you only have 2. You have more in presence. That's right. Alright, 2 green.
Can you roll for me? Because my hands are busy.
Yep. That I can do.
It's just... Huh?
That I can do.
I need
It's gonna be 5
Turn down that
here.
music. I can barely hear you guys.
I don't care if it messes up. I mean, it's just
You
Sabine.
have no idea. This is completely out of the realm of your scope.
Yeah,
however,
fuck
you
it.
can tell that whatever's going on does not... it appears to break several laws of science and physics, etc.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm gonna grab a black permanent marker and just write a note on Sabine, and I'll send it to you, Nick.
Okay. Okay.
It'll just say Krylock was here.
Alright, so go ahead and move your guys' transport ship to where you would like, somewhere between the other ships that are flying. As these guys start to kind of slowly drift through space as they continue towards...
God damn it. Okay, so we're gonna go up here. We're maintaining distance.
Yeah.
Like, maintaining lots of distance. Staying within comms range. And
if you're wanting to
sensor
stay
range,
within
but-
comms range, you're going to want to be, like, here. Because that's about
Okay,
close
fair enough.
for you guys.
Yeah. Also, did we pick up passengers?
Yeah,
Nope.
we've got Lionel. No, we've got Lionel and Lieutenant What's her name on here.
Back.
Steinbeck.
Yeah.
And the two girls,
Unless
right?
Lionel decided that he wanted. Yeah, and all No, we would have offloaded them onto one of the other ships.
All your fellow
Yep.
IRPF officers?
No. Well, we didn't have room for them.
Ah.
No, see, Lionel and Steinbeck are on board. I was thinking of the ASR guys that we rescued.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those guys, I'm pretty sure you guys offloaded onto these medical vehicles.
Speaking of which, though, I am going to take off my visor, go back to the storage room, and put on one of those Hornet suits, just in case.
Alright, I'll shoot you the stats for the Hornet in a minute. Oh, by the way, as you look at these Hornet suits, do realize something kind of interesting. These weren't just, like, atmospheric Hornet suits. These can be used in space. They are vacuum sealed.
Ooh.
They don't have a
So,
hell of a long
question.
time of oxygen, but they'll last about an hour.
Can I wear it? Oh, go ahead.
Go, Cody.
Can it be worn over kit?
No. Well, yes. As long as you're not wearing anything else, the Hornet suit can be worn over kit.
Okay.
I take it you're wanting to go back there too?
Well, it all depends on... Well, I'll get the stats on the Hornet, and then determine on whether or not I want to switch, because I'm currently wearing... I mean, what was it? What did we say? Freaking...
I don't know, I hear pouring, it sounds delightful. So, anyway, Cody, you said you're going back there with, Cola?
Oh, that's right, a pangolin. I'm wearing a pangolin.
Are you going?
No, I gotta fly the ship.
Alright, so, as, Cola goes back, you kind of peek down, you see, Grylock's still at this point somewhat working on, Tsubaki. As you start to don the suit.
Yeah, Sabine. Tsubaki's currently piloting.
Yeah.
Okay, did I hear that
It
over...
wasn't over comms. It almost feels like it's reverberating, the sound is reverberating through the ship. And you're hearing it in the air. About that time, Cody.
Alright.
Mayday,
Yes, I'm on the
mayday,
phone,
mayday,
right?
this is Medic 3. We're
Trying to make
experiencing
that out?
massive air loss. We need immediate assistance.
This is the first time I've ever done that.
Okay, are they within visual range?
They are this one right over here, so you can kind of see them. Go ahead and give me a computer's check to
Yes.
Did you get his job?
magnify it.
No. Doesn't matter, I can't deposit it right now anyways.
Okay, give me a second. Said computers check?
Yes. Or if you can figure out another way you could use it, I'll go with that as well.
No, what's up? I put down the phone. What about him?
Oh yeah, you told him that? Why'd you?
Oh god.
The check itself is going to be an average check for you.
Why are they calling you to find out, right?
Since it's me and Kit is more than likely helping me, can I get a boost?
Sure.
Give them what? Oh, like things to give to them to
And
bring?
you said, what is the difficulty?
Average, so 2 purple. Or, yeah, 2 purples.
Like what kind of things? Oh.
Okay, so yes, you were successful in getting, like, zooming in, but what kind of minor bad thing happens?
It's a little grainy.
Okay. So as the grainy footage kind of comes back to you from the zooming in, across the net you hear...
To which I look to it. Huh? What, is that coming from my ship?
That is so you.
You're hearing it through the speakers. Or through your headset.
I mean, so... well, I was gonna say, as I look through the whatever it is, the display, visual, whatever, I basically just speak to the puddle jumper. What is this? A Loch Ness monster footage?
Go ahead and give me the same roll again, but with 2 boosts instead of 1.
3.
Wow.
Okay, so the footage starts to slowly
Oh yeah.
get a little better, but then it kind of cuts out. However, you start to see like a thermal image instead, because the ship apparently misunderstands what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You're seeing fairly hot imaging near the back and a kind of a vapor trail, obviously, from the ship's thrust. But you're also seeing these smaller kind of, they range from like a greenish color to like, almost like an orange, but then they start to slowly fade to black.
How's barbecue?
Except on the side where the sun
like
is. Then that part right there is like a white.
You tired of barbecue? You just don't want it to go to waste.
As you kind of look at it further, the figures start to kind of, like, whatever it is, it looks like it's struggling in space. And then it slowly starts to just still as it kind of floats around.
No.
Wes, you did a great job.
Puddle.
I'm
I
so
need
glad
you
we
to
let it
give
sit
me a
overnight.
visual that will work with my optical, vision.
You hear an affirmatory beep. Kit kind of growls, makes like a growling noise in your head. The ship complies, and now you're able to see the actual ship. Looks like something tore a hole in it, and you see vectors floating in space, slowly suffocating.
Any moves during there? No
Can
wonder
I
she
see
pissed off
anything?
when I was under.
Can I see
in the
what
corner,
looks like it tore? Can I see anything on the hull?
Anything on the what now?
I know you hate that.
Does it look like anything is still on the hull, or
It doesn't...
does this explosion look like it was tore open or exploded
It
out?
looks like it was torn from the inside, and then it kind of exploded further outward.
Okay, so whatever it was, try.
You're still hearing the pilot of that ship as well. They are calling for massive help. The other ships are radioing back that they're turning around to come and help.
Yeah, I'm going to radio to the pilot. Pilot, you've got a massive hole. Looks like you've got a breach. You are venting. You need to emergence. You need. Your ship has escape pods, right? Get to them now.
Copy that. Unable to reach the escape pods due to the creature.
What creature?
And about that point, you hear another. It comes both across the comms as well as you can feel it reverberating in the ship. When it does, Kit and the puddle jumper, both of them shiver.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep trying to bring them up on the comms. Are they still responding, or are they gone?
They are still somewhat responding. At this point, the pilot and the other one is blubbering because he is so. He's
gonna say,
very scared.
Pilot, are you wearing a spacesuit? You should be.
You hear some rummaging. Oh god, it's coming through. Then you hear a crunching sound and more air venting.
I was gonna say, try and tell them over the comms to put on the suit and blow out the nearest airlock.
Okay. So anyway, are you flying closer, or what are you doing?
I'm staying away because I'm watching visually. I'm also telling the other ships that have decided to turn and come to aid that they are not to proceed. They are to halt. The ship is under massive quarantine.
Okay, the ships can fly for the most part. Give me a leadership check.
That's why I asked you, what time is it? Just go to bed now.
It was 4 in the morning.
Dylan, while all this is going on, what is
And then I laid there. I think I fell asleep twice.
He's hurrying to put on the suit. He's also going to ask, just, out of a kind of niggling thing in the back of his head, Jumper, do you perhaps feel anything skittering about on the hull?
You hear a low rumble, but you're not sure what it means.
Man, I can't see. Also, your leg was...
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty to this leadership check is going to be hard.
Wait, can I use a story point to re-roll that?
I'm going to say no at this point. We'll just keep with what's there.
I was gonna say, can I use a story point to have upgraded it?
Sure. Go ahead and re-roll. I'll allow you to upgrade it. Just make sure you're using that afterward, or before you roll.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
Okay.
So, tell me what happens, or what you do. Or what happens, I should say.
Well, I tell them that I am taking command of this convoy. They are going to be following what I say. I give them my name, my designation, and tell them that if they want to, that we're going to have to just trust in what we say.
Okay. You can hear in the background on their comms that some of the vectors are concerned that the ships have turned around for this, especially where they are hearing the same reverberating that you guys are. So the pilots eventually go, alright, Puddle Jumper, we hear you, loud and clear.
I know it's a shitty thing to do, but if you saw what was on Phobos, we don't want it getting off.
Alright, so, as the ship slowly starts to... Go ahead there,
Oh no, I was gonna say, now... Oh, Cola?
Cola's saying something. Go ahead.
Well, I still have the visor with me, so I'm going to put it on and see if, ask the question again, just to see if it'll display something.
It comes back with a negative. There doesn't appear to be any anomalies aboard the ship.
No. You misunderstand. Not aboard, on the outside. The skin. Your skin. Do you feel anything? Other than space?
It comes back with a negative.
Okay. For now, at least. He's still going to hurry on in putting on the Hornet, and then he's going to get back to the co-pilot suit.
Puddle Jumper. While we've been flying, have you picked up any interesting thermal in space?
It comes back with a negative.
I mean, besides the bodies floating in space.
That comes back with a negative.
Is that ship still following along with us?
Yeah, it's floating along behind.
What about these? Oh, these are the drop ships. Never mind.
Is its propulsion dead?
For the most part, yes. You'll notice that it starts to slowly lag behind as you guys continue to fly, but it still continues following.
Oh, so its inertial dampeners are still working at least.
Well, no, it would keep following. That's how space works. If it's been thrusting in a direction and you cut the thrust, it's still going to keep going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's slowing down, its inertial dampeners are still working.
No, we're all still burning
All
towards. Yeah, so it's just continuing at the same acceleration.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how the Star Wars show worked, by the way, with the latest one. Anyway, so you guys continue to fly. A couple more hours pass, and eventually you guys get something like here, and the ship is like way back here now. As you start to get closer, the other ships, specifically Medic 1, begins to broadcast emergency signals, and you see the vent, or the side of the ship pop open, and something red kind of zips past, going back towards Phobos.
Wait, it jumps off the
It
ship?
didn't jump,
No,
it got
they
blasted.
vented it out of the airlock.
Oh.
That's if you listen to our advice, Medic 1. Is there any more people
Yeah,
on board
Medic 1
complaining?
I saw a vent and what looks like what's your situation?
Puddle Jumper, this is Medic 1. We have emergency. Half of our population of civilians is experiencing headaches. We're
Half.
venting them as fast as we can, but doesn't seem to work.
Have any of them come in contact with anything since they've been on the ship?
That should be a negative. Oh god! Oh god! And then you hear another violent explosion as atmosphere begins to vent from Medic 1.
Do I know these
Okay.
ships are here?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Medic ship 2 and 3. I'm going to need you all to put personnel in spacesuits. That would be the pilots. You're all going to need to be put on spacesuits because if this happens again, I want you to vent all atmosphere.
Good.
Emergency blow.
You hear some shaken voices and copy that, Puddle Jumper.
I'm sorry, it's a shitty thing to do, but it's the only way we're going to make it.
Alright. So, as you guys continue to fly, you guys hear a scraping noise on top of Puddle Jumper.
Puddle Jumper, what is that?
Puddle Jumper kind of starts to shiver.
No. Where did this come from?
You start to hear rending noises from the rear section of the ship.
All right. He gets up from the co-pilot's seat. Where's the airlock?
Puddle Jumper? Can you tell me, can you indicate to me the specific section that is currently being...
Okay, this Hornet suit. It has mag boots, right? Or something similar?
It has a jetpack.
Tsubaki, cut thrust for a moment.
Okay. Puddle Jumper, cut thrust.
Puddle Jumper cuts
And
thrust,
tell me-
you feel it shake as it kind of screeches in pain.
Indicate on the heads-up display.
Where the hurt is.
And it
Yes.
automatically updates you. It's going to be basically outside in space right about there. If you're in space, I'm going to give you a little red dot to indicate where you're at.
Puddle Jumper,
All
do
right.
you have any Do you have any anti-boarding measures?
Puddle Jumper confirms affirmative. Unfortunately, because it's already there,
Electroplate the hull!
can't do that. That is one of those that it cannot do.
Well, then, in the specific area, I need you to cause an electric discharge. You can at least do that.
Puddle Jumper says it will try. Give me a medics check or mechanics check.
You've come to the right person.
All right. While he's doing that, Nick, I need you to tell me what these stats are.
Oh shit! Hold on. I'll just give you the top part too.
Because remember, if you don't give me the actual, like, you know, guide, I can't put it in. There we go.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be hard.
Oh, so this reads like a fucking...
Yeah, it's essentially its own little ship.
I'm gonna use a story point here.
Alrighty.
Shit, how am I gonna put this in then? Ah, vehicle sheet, there we go. Silhouette. 1. Speed. 2, current 0. Armor.
Okay, I made my roll.
2.
Alright, so describe what's happening.
Well, I need Puddle Jumper to basically try and divert, basically an electrical discharge. Basically what would happen if the ship needed to, it's basically going to take all that ambient static electricity that any ship flying through space or whatever is going to pick up. And it's going to discharge it in a central location, i.e. the thing that's on the hull.
Okay.
And it's going to try and dislodge it.
Okay. So let me roll something here, because I've got to roll now for this thing.
Because you do know that in space, unless you keep yourself tethered and grounded, when you touch something, you're going to shock the fucking shit out of yourself.
Alright, so I will treat the advantages as kind of difficulty dice, upgrading as I go. So that'd be 4 of those would be... Okay, so that's 2 reds and a purple. Anybody wanting to spend a story point? Because I'm going to spend one for a yellow here.
I'll be back in a second.
You want to spend a story point?
You guys have plenty of them, so...
Sure. Spend a story point. Upgrade their difficulty.
3 reds. Alrighty.
I'm
Hello?
here.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry,
Welcome.
my wife was like, "Oh, you're on the phone." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm talking to my buddies." And then she's like, "Well, okay." Just started talking to me.
No worries, that's why I moved you to the other channel.
Okay, so it doesn't succeed, but something good happens
Something
to
really
it.
good happens to it. Alright, so... let's see here. Keep it as that. Okay, so... You hear...
It's unable.
No, it's yeah, well, essentially the shock does some really big stuff to it. You hear the scream come through. Okay. Now, it's not just a small electric shock here. We're talking like lightning arcing from the ship.
Yeah. I told you, you know, when you... That's all of that. Just boom.
Yep. Alright. So, it shocks the hell out of it. The thing shrieks, kind of lets go, but unfortunately, because it had already latched on, it continues at the same speed with you. And let's see if it'll be able to grab back a hold, which would be that. Which in this case
grapple?
is going to be upgraded because that's what I'm using the yellow for. Okay, so... and a boost. Okay, what difficulty would you say this is to just re-grab a hold of a hull?
Well, if you're floating through space...
Does it have a method of propulsion through space?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Extremely difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, once you let go of something, unless you're tethered...
Anybody wishing to spend a story point? Because I'm going to upgrade the joke.
I'm gonna burn that fucking story point. That better be a goddamn daunting roll, though. Or at least daunting. Probably a formidable.
I put it as daunting. It wouldn't be formidable, because the thing has ways to latch into the ship, so... And it succeeds!
God damn it.
Alright, so you hear some more scraping from that.
I'll be right back.
Alright, while the scraping is going on, and... How many rounds has it been, would you say?
Enough time for you to get in there and then get outside.
Well, okay. Story point, because I was trying to say this earlier. Charging the fucking owl gun.
Alrighty.
Because he's still got it with him.
Yep.
He's charging it. It's charged.
Yep.
And then he's going to step out.
Alright, so you step out, the ship starts to go past you. Give me a piloting check.
Difficulty?
You are a Silhouette 1, I'm assuming trying to keep up with the ship, which is probably going about Speed 1 or Speed 2. So let's make it a red.
The ship's not burning right now.
You're still floating, though, unless he threw on inertial dampeners.
Story point?
For inertial...
Just to make sure that he did?
Boss, why not just use the story point for your piloting check, because it's 1 red. That is literally all it is.
Fair enough. Alright. Piloting. Yeah!
Alright, yeah. Tell me what happens.
I get out, kind of drift away a little bit, orient myself, and then look for the damn thing.
Alright, so on the upper portion of the ship, you see a red blood-like creature. It looks like it's more crystalline in this state than it has been in the past. It appears to have latched, like you can see the little sword things that it's got for arms have like embedded themselves in the ship, and it almost looks like they might have done like a hook style to keep itself there as it's trying to pull itself back to the ship.
Going to sort of poof, thrust towards it, weapon at the ready. Let me know when I'm in range.
Okay. First, let me get a... because you're probably back here. Let me get... Tyson, what are you doing while this thing has attacked the ship?
Tyson's not... Oh, he's back. Okay.
Oh, this creature?
Yeah, so essentially 2 of the ships have gone radio silent, and basically visual imaging of them has shown that they have been under whisper attack. So they're kind of being left for dead. You guys heard a screeching noise on top of your ship, as well as like the ship shivering and a kind of a groaning in pain as this thing has latched on and done a little bit of damage to the ship. What are you doing? Because you saw Cola just running past in what appears to be one of the Hornet suits, and then you can hear as the oxygen is kind of pumped back into the ship itself.
Ah. Why ain't that wonderful?
Yeah, so what would you like to do?
Give me 1 second. Trying to find my... There we go, I found it.
Okay, I'm back. What's up?
So,
What did I miss?
Nothing. Give it a second. Tyson's doing something.
so Collet or whatever is went flying out of the ship,
Oh,
Yeah, Cola went out the ship.
and this creature is outside, huh?
Yeah, anything with a red circle means they're outside the ship. Or a red dot.
Is this a new encounter, or are we still in the same encounter?
This is basically a new encounter.
Okay, so I heal some strength.
Yep.
Huh, thanks for telling me.
Go ahead and roll a cooler discipline.
Oh, mind. I thought you meant like.
No, you guys can roll to regain strain.
Yeah. Let me roll. So I took 7.
Alright, you regain 3 strain.
I get an extra 2 because of my 5-point talent.
There you go.
So I only have 2 strain damage. So anyways, I'm going to go outside.
Okay, are you going to throw on a spacesuit first?
I don't need to eat, sleep, or breathe.
Okay, I did say at one point that I'm updating that. You can last longer out there because of you being a Kogsune, but you're still required to have like food, water, oxygen at some point.
Oh, at some point.
Yeah.
Can I talk in outer space?
As long as you have oxygen in your lungs. Now, whether they'll hear you or not is probably a no.
Oh. Did the hatch that he went out shut?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't see any hatches here.
It's
Okay.
the smaller circle right here. That's your exit point.
And these other ships floating in space. Where? Yeah. So they're radio silent, right?
So this is what the current state of where you guys are at looks like.
And where did that thing that's attached to our ship come from?
Probably your best guess is going to be this ship here.
Sweet. Can I activate the guns on the TTI transport and just shoot the shit out of them?
Yeah, sure. If you want to shoot the ship down, that's fine. So go ahead and...
Can I shoot this?
What's up?
Can I shoot the monster?
Nope. Unfortunately, it's attached to the hull. None of the ship's weapons will be able to reach it.
Alright. I'm going to go over with my amazing shooting skills. Yeah, I'm going to shoot at the ship.
Alrighty, so if you'll look under group handouts in Season 2, you'll notice I put Puddle Jumper in for you. It has weapons, etc. You're going to be rolling a gunnery check to use them.
Yep. So what's my difficulty of my gunnery check?
So the ship itself is going to be roughly the same size, so it's going to be an easy check.
Nice. The 1 dice, right? Yeah!
Okay, so what happens?
Oh! The shooting of the ship catches Cody's character who's driving, right? He's still driving?
Yeah.
Catches him off guard, so he wasn't I didn't tell anyone I was shooting the guns.
Okay.
So I miss wildly because he starts to shake this ship like, oh shit, who's shooting guns? Are they shooting at us? And the advantage is that I give Dylan a boost for him being outside in space against the creature, and the other advantage is the creature lets go of the hull.
Okay. How would the Cody doing his evasive action plus your shooting result in Cola getting an easier time hitting the creature?
Because when the creature lets go, it gets thumped by the wing, and it puts him straight out in an easy shot for him to hit it. Like, he lets go, Cody moves the ship, that's 1. The creature lets go is 2. The third one is the tip of the wing as the ship spins smacks the creature further away from the ship, and the fourth one is it lines up a perfect shot for Dylan.
I'm going to actually, because you're trying to give a specific boost, that's 2 of the advantages spent, so you're 3rd and 4th for that. Alright, so Cola, as you get prepped and start kind of coming in, the ship starts to, like, spin almost, trying to avoid, like, what appears to be fire. You're a little surprised by that. However, the creature notices you, lets go, and as it starts to, like, try to jump towards you, the wing bashes it in the head. It still floats towards you, but it appears to be stunned. So,
I'm gonna shoot it.
alright, what are you shooting it with?
The L gun.
Alright, go ahead and roll it.
Difficulty?
Let's see here. So the creature is gonna be, if I remember right, the owl gun can go out to what, medium?
Something like that.
Short. Okay, so the creature ultimately floats to, like, right here with you. So you guys are still fairly close to the ship, but not too close to each other. Go ahead and roll it. It's going to be an average. You'll get a boost because of Tyson. I am, however, going to give you a setback because you're slightly distracted by the fire that Tyson also provided.
Alright, I'm going to burn a story point to upgrade one of my rolls.
I'm also going to burn a story point as well.
Alright, so difficulty?
Okay, so difficulty is going to be 1 red, 1 purple, 1 black, with 2... Sorry, it'll be 2 red, 1 purple, because this thing actually has adversary.
You said average.
I know, I forgot this thing has adversary. Okay, so it's going to be 2 red, 1 purple. No, sorry, 2 red. Just
and then
2
a
red.
setback.
2 red, a setback.
Okay.
Plus another 3 setback for its armor that it has. Its natural armor. And
okay, you didn't have us roll that before.
I know, I just remembered what I've got here. So, I've been having to have you guys roll all this before.
Another 3 setbacks?
Yep, 3 setbacks for its natural armor.
Jesus, Nick.
They are tough.
Are we even supposed to kill these?
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Yeah, but with what?
There's...
Spaceship weapon?
Well, there you go. Look at...
Fuck you.
Alright, so I'm assuming you're going to
Wow.
activate the,
Yeah, no, it's gone. It's gone! And I'm going to use the other advantage to get my...
What did you do?
He shot at it with the owl gun.
Oh, well, good.
And I so happen to have you, Cody, move the ship because I started shooting the guns.
Yeah, you guys hear that? The ship
And
shakes as
The
it
funny
hears
thing
that.
is, I was going to say, the funny thing is you fired the gun, you succeeded, you have 4 advantages, which you only need 1 advantage to proxy critical, because critical is at 1, and you also got a triumph, so, yeah.
Alright, so the creature winks out of existence, essentially, as you rip a hole in time and space.
Yeah. Now, if you have... Do you see any more of these red things in space? They should shine in the sun.
Okay, so you start to do a scan. Go ahead and give me a daunting perception check, Cody. Dylan, you can as well, since you're at a point where you can do your Hornets sensors.
Difficulty?
Daunting.
Haunting perception.
What do I see?
I'm waiting for Cody's roll as well.
Give me a second. 3, 2. No, it's roll, not roll-o-lo. You said daunting?
Alright, so, Dylan, you tell me what you see.
Well, no, Nick. This is really literally one of the asks where
I'm giving Dylan a chance if
DM.
he'd like to implement something in the story. Or not. Kind of depends on what he wants to do.
This would be a good time to ask a particular question. I can tell you that.
Well, I'm scanning not just for more biologicals, but signs of any other ships in the area.
Okay. So about this time you guys are actually here. This ship is slowed down to roughly there.
Which actually Medical 2 should have put in an evasion course.
There we go. Alright, so you scan around for bodies, that sort of deal, see what else is out there. You do catch more red glinting, but it appears to be centralized on the ships themselves. The down ship and then the one further back. You don't see any other glinting that way.
Alright, and ahead of us?
Ahead of you, you kind of get a ping from way far out, but it fades fairly rapidly, and you're not sure exactly what it was. But you're fairly certain it is a ship's ping, according to what your suit is reiterating as you ask it to do that. So, Cody, what do your 4 advantages give you?
What do my 4 advantages give me? While I didn't succeed, I'm belayed intel that was perceived through a heads-up display of another
Yeah, sure. I retransmit the stuff.
yeah, basically my 4 advantages let me know that there was a ping
Alrighty.
forward.
So, I'm assuming you guys just continue through space, correct?
I'm going to try and see if the ship can't transmit, fire a message in that general direction.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a hard computers check. Or something, if you can think of some other way to do it with a roll.
Use my mind. I'm gonna will it.
Well, I mean, if you would like to use will, that'll allow you to use your TTI suit.
Yeah, but what even role would that be?
That would be Transcendent Implant, something similar to that, but since you don't have that, it's just a straight will check, essentially. In this case, it'd be an average if you wanted to do it that way.
I was gonna say, me and this damn suit are going to have to merge to become one. I'm going to have to become Venom.
Hopefully not Venom.
Well, Agent Venom.
I'm gonna say Venom wasn't always the bad guy.
Venom's an anti-hero.
I just know him as a villain, so I haven't seen him as an anti-hero, really.
Oh, I mean, go look up Agent Venom. Fucking kick-ass.
Alrighty. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, back to the story. You said it would be a straight willpower?
It'd be an average willpower check.
That would give me a 50-50. What is my computer's check?
Hard.
That's still really a 50-50. I'm gonna go with the computer's check for now, but me and Kit are gonna have to talk about it.
Okay.
Try to in there. That's you said hard?
Yep. 3 purples.
Okay.
Alright, so you fire off a signal. You're not sure if it reaches or not, though. What would you like the advantage to be?
I didn't succeed on getting radio communication, but I did receive back a location ping. Basically, you know, kind of like echolocation.
Okay.
Fire out, and it bounces back.
Yeah, essentially you get that back, and the heading that when you plug it in, tells you to keep going straight ahead.
So I'm going to belay that to these guys that we need to proceed on our present course, and they need to radio in immediately upon any change in their status.
They give you a good copy. Eventually the ships hit right about here, and that's where you get radio communication. Puddle Jumper, this is the Morjack. Come in.
Oh God!
This is the Puddle Jumper. Go ahead, Morjack.
We're going to need you to cease your forward momentum and come to a complete stop while we scan your ship for oddities.
Well, you're gonna find some oddities on this ship, but I don't know about the 2 medicals.
Good copy, Puddle Jumper. We'll be sending out your escort momentarily. Stand by.
Will do.
After a few minutes, you guys see what appear to be IRPF fighters coming out of the ship. They kind of track around. Basically, you guys get 2 per, and they kind of track you underneath their ship, which is kind of right where their main guns and stuff are located.
Yeah.
So, you guys are tracked through. After all 3 of the ships have gone underneath, which, by the way, you guys are now kind of orbiting this ship, the Mojek comes back across. Puddle Jumper, you are clear to dock in Docking Bay 2. That'll be near the aft of the ship.
Okay. And we have been scanned and cleared, correct?
Scanned, correct. Cleared, not so much.
I'm gonna cut in on the circuit.
Okay.
Be advised, there are 2 derelict medical transports behind us. They both suffered, well, quarantine breach, for lack of a better word.
Is that my 600, Nick, that got fucked up?
Roughly, yeah.
They're in those seats. They got fucked up?
You would assume they got messed up because they're no longer there.
Well, no, 2 medical transports made it and 2 didn't.
Correct.
So I'm curious if the 600 people I saved were on the fucked up transports or on the good transports.
You're not sure exactly how many you lost out of the 600 you saved.
That was the sound of fire, and I'm pretty sure the ship no longer exists.
After you guys hear the turbo laser go off, essentially, the ping from one of the medical transports ends. A few more minutes later, as you guys continue to come in for a landing, the second derelict medical transport is gone.
The derelicts, not the ones that were still under power.
Now,
Okay.
Puddle Jumper, I know that you can do this. I need you to dock. And what was the docking bay?
2.
Docking bay 2.
Puddle Jumper gives you an affirmative, and then it basically outlines a flight path as you can feel the throttle kind of moving towards where it needs to go.
Yeah. Good thing about having a living ship. Fly is fine. Land, you don't really have to worry about. The ship knows how to do it itself.
Yep. So as you guys land, you can see several engineering types standing, waiting to fuel up the ship. When you guys kind of come sailing in, they look at it and they're like, and you can see confusion on their faces, like, what? Okay.
What's their confusion for?
You'll have to get out of the ship and talk to them to figure that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we get out of the ship, I'll I'll
In addition to that, you
I'll
guys
put aside
land.
any fears.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys land on board. You guys are met with a security detail. They don't ask to come aboard the ship, which is highly irregular for an IRPF vessel, especially a battle cruiser. Instead, they tell you to disembark, leaving your two or your one wounded / sick aboard the ship.
They're not really sick. They're in a coma.
Oh, I'll say there's no one sick or in a coma here.
Okay, is that what you
They've
are? You guys
scanned
both
our
saying that?
ship.
What you said?
No. They've scanned our ship, and if they come to us and tell us that we need to leave our sick / wounded, or
Oh, they scanned the ship.
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, you
already
didn't
know
tell
who-
me that. I've been sitting inside the ship on the guns. I never stopped firing.
they already know who's on the ship.
I would really hope that you actually stop
Yeah, I
firing,
was gonna
because
say,
it
have
would
you
been-
continuously fired? Because that means I have to go back, way back.
Yeah, you never asked me what I was doing. You just kept going along with the story with him too. I'm like, okay. But anyways, I stopped firing.
Okay.
But just to make this easy, so I'll go. Yeah, if that's what they did, then never mind.
Okay.
However, I would like to take the wounded
Hello?
with me.
They tell you to leave the wounded aboard the ship.
Well, shucky darns.
And, I mean, they're insistent
Okay.
upon this fact. They also
Okay.
request the pilot to make sure that the mag
Hello?
locks are not engaged.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
They request what?
That the mag locks aboard your ship not be engaged on the deck of the Morjek.
Okay. What's that about?
In case they have to jettison the thing.
Yep.
Quarantine.
Okay, the maglocks will not be engaged, but I do have to tell them this is a TTI transport.
That's affirmative. We're aware that a IRPF code was sent off of a TTI ship.
An IRPF what? Sorry, I'm still breaking up. I don't.
Swap server, Nick.
It's probably my bandwidth.
Hold still. Hold on. Let me swap servers. Check, check.
Check.
Alright. So, they say, that's affirmative, Puddle Jumper. We're aware that this is a TTI vessel. The vice captain
Oh my
has
fucking god!
Cody, leave, come back. Try that. There we go. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
they are aware of.
The fact that an IRPF signal came out of a TTI ship. The Vice Admiral wants to see you and some of your crew on the bridge. Or the Vice Captain. Sorry, not Vice Admiral.
I'm gonna run a speed test real quick because I'm only getting half of this fucking conversation. It's pissing
Cody,
me off.
swap to your phone!
I'll be really excited when he's out of Louisiana.
Why is
Yeah.
that?
You and me both.
Why is that?
Because of the shit he's dealing with at the moment.
Oh.
Anyway, Cody, have you swapped over to your phone?
Nope.
Okay.
Give me just 1 second. 1 second more.
Hello?
Hello.
God, mother.
Can you hear us?
There we go. I turned off my Bluetooth.
Cool. Can you hear us okay? Am I breaking up for you?
No, you're fine, which means it is my connection here at this house.
Alrighty.
Means my bandwidth is gone.
Alright, well, just stay on your phone and we'll do it that way. Since I'm assuming you can still roll and all of that without having to be on the phone. Or
Yeah, all of that's working fine because it's not a voice connection. It's not a
Right. Alright, so anyway, the Vice Captain has requested your presence along with the uninjured members of your crew.
Okay.
Understood.
But I would ask that the injured, as it were, not really injured, they're just in a coma, would be offered the foremost medical attention. Basically, whatever they need.
We will get with the Vice Captain and let you know the status on that. We request that you come out not armed or armored as well.
Okay. I will let them know my situation, while I will come out without wearing the big armor. I am currently wearing a piece of TTI tech that I cannot remove.
Who do these people work for, Nick?
IRPF.
And who does the RRPF work for?
Depends on which corporation has hired them, but in this instance,
Yeah.
Because they are in a different function, it's themselves at this point.
Yeah, they currently answer only to themselves in this situation.
Ah.
So.
Okay. I'm gonna let them know that, well, actually, okay, fine. I'll strip off the Hornet but keep on, like, the underlayer.
Okay.
So I'm basically walking around in, a neoprene bodysuit.
Yep.
Everything hanging out for God and all to see.
But yeah.
Alrighty.
I can't relinquish the I can't relinquish Kit because, well, he's a little attached. He's kind of clingy.
Alright, so they relay all of that up. They get some orders back. At this point, they're like, that's fine, just make sure you leave everything else aboard your vessel.
Oh, yeah.
As you guys are communicating, too, you guys are seeing more IRPF agents, or officers, kind of coming into the area, as well as a couple of what appears to be Genesys, though they are wearing full-on, like, medical, like, quarantine suits.
I'm gonna strike up a cigar.
Well, you're aboard your ship, so that's fine. So as they get everybody together, they say, if you wouldn't mind disembarking at this time.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll step off.
Yeah. I have stripped myself of the pangolin.
Okay. So.
And I have relinquished what weapons I had on me.
Alright, so the loading, or the ramp comes down, you guys come off the ship. You are escorted by no less than 30 IRPF officers. All of them with full battle kits on, up to the bridge.
If we hadn't just gone through what we've gone through, I'd say this is a little bit of overkill. But I'd be afraid if I was feeling a little queasy too.
Alright, so this is the bridge. You guys get basically brought out here, minus the secretary and minus the other two. What's up?
My secretary's not with me?
No, she's not coming with you.
Well, Cody, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
That's very not
nice.
Anyway, so as you guys approach the bridge, you see several IRPF officers at their stations. One of them appears to be managing the communications with other IRPF ships in the area, which, as you kind of look at the displays, you're looking at a vast amount of ships. We're talking at least a half of a fleet, if not better.
I'm going to at least nudge Cola because I know I can't say anything to Krylock without causing a scene. I'm going to nudge Cola and basically whisper, mind your manners.
Why, do you know them?
Because I'm about to have a conversation.
Anyway,
Fair enough.
the other IRPF officers continue to stand there with with their guns not quite pointed at you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to say, basically loud enough for her to hear, Vice Captain, Agent Winlance reporting as ordered.
Stand by, Agent. Somewhat curtly. She issues orders to some of the other IRPF on board, who relay it. You see several of the ships begin to encircle Phobos specifically, as well as providing a perimeter around Mars in the Phobos direction. After a few moments of her relaying these orders and ships getting into positions, etc., etc., she turns around. Agent Winlance looks over at you, Cola, and says, Agent. And then she looks over at Krylock, and she's like, I don't believe I am aware of your dossier. Who might you be?
My name's Krylock Bloom.
Good to meet you, Krylock.
You bet. Some people call me Tristy.
I think that's just you.
Sure.
Winlance, report.
Well, sorry. Well, Vice Captain, we had previously, only a month before, stopped an incursion of these same creatures on Phobos, but apparently we did not stop the incursion well enough, because, as you can see, there seems to be an outbreak. We're not really sure how the infection is started. All we do know is most of the symptoms. Starts with headaches, upset stomachs, stuff like that, and then they're literally torn from the inside out.
At this point, you can see that the other IRPF while they're still remaining busy, you can see their ears twitched in your direction. Several of them start muttering at those words.
I feign not to say exactly what they are, but
wow.
History does dictate what they more than likely are.
Go ahead and speculate, Agent.
Whispers, Vice Captain. Whispers.
And you, Agent Jensen, what is your assumption, or what is your what ideas do you have on what is going on?
I would be inclined to agree. I would also like to note, if you have any crew members who are irrationally irritable, violent, say any fights that have broken out, or biting, specifically biting, clawing, scratching, mumbling to themselves, detain them, preferably in an airlock somewhere that you can vent them out.
Or have them watched with the basically highest firepower you can put on any individual. Because Phobos is it's a lost cause. The entire city has been evacuated, and I doubt there's anything left on that island worth that city left worth recovering.
She looks a little grave at those words, and then she turns to Krylock. Krylock, or Miss Krylock, or do you prefer Tristy?
Don't marry me.
Miss Krylock, what is your assessment of the situation?
Of this situation?
Yes.
What kind of an assessment do you want?
An honest one, preferably.
Your medical opinion?
My medical opinion?
You're a doctor, right?
Well, my assessment is that...
Damn it, Jim, you're a doctor.
Right? Anyways, I take a nice big whiff of my cigar, because no one told me to put it out yet, which is amazing. And then I'll go, well, my assessment is... I agree with my patriot here that Phobos is gone. I won't even bother trying to save whoever's there. I would just wipe it off the map to try to contain it. But you probably won't be able to contain it. It's probably going to get out anyways. And as nasty as it may sound, we probably need to research them. And I would agree that they are whisperers. Because I'm a Kaksune, and before I died the previous time, they do whisper to you. So people that are talking to themselves and so forth could be infested. But when they are infested, it takes a very short amount of time before it appears.
Gestation?
You don't have to contain them for very long for it to take effect.
Another addition to that report, Vice Captain. There seems to have been an evolution take place on Phobos.
An evolution? What do you mean?
Yes. Creature I've never seen nor heard mentioned about in any of the old books, research, anything I have come upon. It's a sort of
8 foot tall, comprised of what looked like rotting flesh.
Vice Captain,
you guys are talking over each other.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think something along the lines of an 8 foot tall amalgam of flesh. It looked like it was rotting. And a howl not unlike my own distant cousins back on fabled Terra.
Vice Captain, would you happen to have a TTI interface? Because I can supply images, if you will. Kit, we can supply those, can't we?
Kit shivers, and you can see that Vice Captain is a little not unnerved by it, but a little like, oh god.
I can provide those too.
Yeah, there we go. That's probably a little bit easier.
Unfortunately, I do not have a TTI interface aboard the ship here. However, if your cog is able to, we might have a Neuroplex somewhere.
To spare the difficulties, I would say call them Sunes, if you're going to shorten it, because cogs are a different race, remember?
Yeah, cogs are a different race.
But
well, she
no,
might not
he's
know
right.
that, though, because Kogsunes aren't widely known.
Nope.
Yeah.
I go. Yeah, my secretary can provide that to you.
Very well. Let's get your secretary aboard this vessel, or up here on the bridge. Another 10 officers escort your secretary to you. At this point, the bridge is starting to feel slightly cramped.
Yeah, a little bit.
Vice Captain, if I may make a request, could we reduce the security detachment? It's got to be putting a strain on the life supports for the bridge.
Stand by 1 second on that. I have to have one of my officers overlook you. At this point, you hear a clomp, clomp, clomp from behind, and you see a fairly familiar figure kind of walking into the in here. She appears to have some sort of scanner in her hand.
The indomitable Tiandra, the last I heard from Avius, you were still on Ganymede.
Ah, Agent Winlance.
Ooh.
Agent
Frigid.
Agent Winlance. She kind of, you see a smirk in her eye, or in her face with that. At that point,
God.
she begins
Fucking
to say what, Tyson?
I don't think those titties can fit any on that picture anymore. I think you need to get a separate picture for her titties to the side.
Oh, God. Anyway!
I'm serious. Look at them.
Anyway!
You parked the fucking machine guns on those things didn't work.
Anyway, at this point, she begins to scan you. You're not sure what kind of technology this is, because you've never seen anything like this. But after a minute, she looks over. Vice Captain, they're clean. The Vice Captain turns towards the officers. You're all clear to resume normal posts. She looks at the 10 that came in with the Secretary. You 10 head back to their vessel. Make sure that the infected do not come aboard my come off of that ship.
Infected?
Yes, according to the scanner, you have one that is infected with a whisper. Or
You mean my cousin?
Yes, your cousin. Tiandra kind of looks a little concerned at that point.
If I was being something like this wouldn't be enough to put her down. She's a stubborn bitch.
To let you know, Agent Winlance, I have been taking very good care of your previous partner.
I can see that. She was always somewhat in trouble.
Seems to follow, well, I guess it just comes with the job, doesn't it?
Yep. With that, she puts her hand on your shoulder. You feel a fairly hard but somewhat gentle squeeze. And Tiandra then kind of steps back
Leaves.
and stays against the wall. Vice Captain Winlance kind of looks around. Can someone radio our other guest, please? We're gonna need.
We
her
have
here
more
as
guests.
well. With that, you see you see another familiar face enter into the.
I was gonna say, is it some more tokens you haven't used in a while?
Yep. Natalia walks in, doesn't recognize any of you, obviously.
Well, she would recognize me.
Natalia doesn't recognize you at all.
Yeah, Natalia doesn't know you. In fact,
Dossier I was provided by Avius is correct. You would be Natalia. What are you doing off of Ganymede? I swear, none of you people seem to understand what... Anyway.
Vice Captain Winlance turns to the others on board the station here, or in the area, and says, you're all dismissed at the moment. I will be relaying any emergency alerts through my toggle. Dismissed.
Pause. BRB.
Why are all these people on the deck again?
Which ones?
I don't know, the two that were brought in.
You'll find out fairly shortly.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Okay.
think you explained it, but I was curious if you did and I missed it by
No,
accident.
no, I haven't.
If we're taking a break, I could use the bathroom. I'll be
We'll
right
take a
back.
short break. I'm gonna go fill up my water jug.
Yay.
Okay, I'm back.
They went on breaks,
Of course.
bathroom or whatever else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Wow, I actually talked to the person in charge of the ship without, like, blowing my cover. Or being totally weird. Pretty stoked about that. Can you believe it, Dylan? I didn't say anything that would piss her off. And I actually agreed with you all.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
Nick also walked away.
Alright.
He said he would be back too.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
You back too, Cody?
Yeah, I'm back.
Alrighty. So, anyway. The other officers, having been dismissed from their posts, exit the room, and Vice Captain shuts the door behind. With that,
Uh-oh.
she approaches and then gives you a hug. It's good to see you, Tsubaki.
Oh, wait, sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh my god.
No, sorry, I was doing something.
She's currently
Sorry.
groping your nuts.
I don't know. Maybe maybe the family's into that.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways, what was going on? Sorry.
Vice
nuts are
Captain
being groped.
Lance approaches you, gives you a hug. It's good to see you, sweetheart.
It's good to see you too, Mom.
Have you been eating like you're supposed to?
It's been pretty hectic. I eat when I can.
Yeah, the reports were saying something about, or were quite clear on what was happening down there.
Yeah, and I've been pretty buried in research.
Anything fruitful?
I have a weapon. I've designed a new weapon that I'm pretty sure you're really going to want to take a look at.
Do you happen to have the schematics in your toggle? We'll throw it up on screen real quick and take a look.
Yeah, I keep the schematics on me here.
Alright, so she walks back up to her terminal, plugs it in. After a few minutes of scanning it, up pops the schematics for the owl gun. She looks at it. Go ahead.
I've been building this with the research and data that I've been able to accumulate, and the experiences that I was able to get relative data from Tiandra and Natalia. And this is what I came up with.
She looks it over, and then she points out to a couple of specific parts. And what are these from? Because this doesn't look like the usual mechanics that you would see from a regular, or from any other weapon system.
What do you mean?
Specifically these parts here, and she highlights them out more. These almost look living, not mechanical.
Oh, well, those would probably be a slight bit of TTI in tech. I ran into a small bit of it. One of my colleagues on Mars has a we stumbled upon some bit of TTI tech. They didn't really want getting out, but well, it just kind of happened upon us. And I'm pretty sure they don't want it getting out because, well, I'm wearing part of it.
She kind of looks back and is like, I wondered if that was one of their suits. What can it do?
Yes, as I've explained to your crew, that I can take the suit off, but Kit is rather dependent on me, and I'm rather dependent on Kit. We have a sort of
Feel 'em up relationship.
well, no, symbiotic relationship, but the benign type, not the malignant.
Well, that is interesting to say the least. You definitely take after your father more in that regard.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I heard something break.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Yep. What happened, Joe?
Well, off the books, we're not going to be able to destroy Phobos.
No, I didn't think so. What is the plan, Mom?
That kind of remains to be seen. The higher-ups aren't really saying much outside of quarantine the moon. What we do know are the reports that keep coming back. Apparently the incursion is widespread. We're holding them just to the city, that section where you escaped from, but it's a very tough fight.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if it'll help, but you can use this tech that I've built and patented, and if it'll help in pushing them back, because if we don't do something, we know we know how this is going to go down. We've seen it happen on Earth, or not seen it happen, but we've heard about what will happen from the stories of Earth.
Well, we're doing our best at the moment, but unfortunately, I don't know how well that'll be. Your weapon, if it works the way you describe, or it shows it here, as well as what I can see from your test notes, it'll be a welcome addition.
I do advise, though, that from what I can surmise, when the weapon goes off and it gets a complete discharge, it rips space and time. and basically throws whatever is targeted into an alternate state of being.
Natalia, at this point, kind of steps forward. Vice Captain Agent, I'm actually fairly familiar with the science behind this, in addition to some other knowledge that you may not be privy to. When this fires, do you happen to have a recording of its audio sample, or an audio sample of it firing?
Yes, I have all of my lab. It's all on my toggle. I recorded the initial test fire, the one that blew out the wall in my lab.
Would you mind playing it for us?
Yeah. And I have.
She kind of looks shaken. Her fur is standing on end. You notice the same thing with Tiandra. Her hand has unconsciously slid down to her weapon.
Meanwhile, on board the ship,
Meanwhile, back at the other ship, the hairs on the back
Sabine
of Sabine's
shivers.
neck also shivers and stands on end. Though not quite as badly as these two.
yeah. She's a hardy girl.
Wait, I have no hair on my back. Dun dun dun.
Alright. So, she kind of looks unnerved by that. Vice Captain, I've heard that before. In only one time. That was, I'm not sure if you're aware of the Polar Cell incident, but that was the sound of the monstrosity that attacked us, to include his cousin.
You mean the owls?
Owl. Singular. Thank God.
Ah, it's not what I was. That's not what Sabine told me. Said that the damn scientist was cloning a bunch of them. Only one of them detanked, thank God, or else none of you would be here to talk. But
I was gonna say, Tiandra would be able to say that only one owl was on the polar cell, but there were many bodies of rejected owls.
Our guess, after going over the research notes, is that the scientist aboard the polar cell that completed that horrible, horrible thing was only able to genetically engineer one of the creatures before we started the investigation. Again, thank God, otherwise we might not be here. After...
But the Vice Captain, as the resident emissary, seeing as my cousin is sleeping, I would like to offer a tacit alliance between my clan and yours.
That is much appreciated, Agent Jensen.
Also, Mom, I would much appreciate it if we didn't let TTI know that I am in possession of Kit. They're kind of possessive.
I will not report anything about Kit, and I will ensure that no reports of Kit make it past my level.
Yeah, the reason why, Nick, the reason why saying that is because the last time we had any dealings with TTI, they
kind of got touchy about the fact that there was already one person wearing the armor.
No, they kind of got touchy in the fact that one person was wearing a completed set of armor and they wanted us to kill them. And according to all that TTI knows is that we did.
Not that we were able to salvage the armor, of course.
Oh, no, the person that they shot isn't dead. Not by a long shot. They blew his chest out, but we were able to save him.
Anyway, we have at that, her toggle pings, and she says, "Oh, good. One of your other crew members have been cleared to join us on the bridge." Which
About time.
you see Jackson Baird brought to the ship, or brought to the front. Before you see Vice Captain Windlance. Essentially, she is very high up on the food chain. You're very low on the food chain comparatively.
Yes.
Salute! Oh, just so you know, that's Cody's mom.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Vice Captain Windlance is the mother of Tiandra and Tsubaki Windlance.
So, who hired this vessel?
This vessel is not hireable by any of the other corps. This vessel is used solely for the protection of the Sol system.
The vice captain answers to no one. Well, besides the captain.
That's partially true. We also answer to the Council, which is a coalition of the other corps. But we have been given special permission for this particular fleet.
Well, yes, we don't want Phobos and Mars to go the way of Earth.
That would be most counterproductive. Yes.
Two sides of the asteroid belt taken. That wouldn't be.
So, Officer Baird, what is your assessment of the situation on Phobos? I've heard from the others of the crew. I am interested to hear what your experience has taught.
Well,
good explanation.
Puzzling, that's for sure. How did they infiltrate so fast?
A good question. We aren't aware of that answer. Hopefully you are?
No, I'm not.
Well, that's easy to come by. All of us in here know how they came about in Phobos.
I'm not.
Jackson Baird was not actually there at the time.
I was not there.
Boy.
I'm not aware of what happened.
I'll look
Steve is aware of what happened. Jackson's not.
You don't know how Phobos became infested?
I've read the reports, but I am more interested in first-hand experience than second-hand reporting.
Oh.
We can tell you that something or someone put together basically a dimensional gate. Or not exactly a dimensional gate, but...
Nope, it's a dimensional gate. Like a time machine.
Yes, they basically... They ripped them from time and brought them to... Well...
They didn't rip them from time. They stepped through the portal that they were...
Anyway. About this time, as you guys continue kind of getting questions and then answering, you guys see on the monitor the Morjek actually zooms in on another ship. And it looks somewhat similar to Puddle Jumper as it kind of sails into view. Captain or Vice Captain goes across. This is the Morjek, unidentified vessel. Identify yourself. And from their end, this is TTI ship Atoti. Requesting clearance to dock with Morjek. Vice Captain kind of looks at you all and is like, did you happen to call these guys?
No. I have no... We haven't had any dealings with TTI since they hired me to recover their technology. I'm going to need to put some clothes on.
She gestures for Tiandra to go and grab you an IRPF uniform that'll cover it. When she returns, it ultimately ends up being like coveralls.
Yeah. So I wrap a belt around my waist, and
TTI Atoti, what's your reason for docking with the Morjuk?
What is the purpose behind your visit?
Yeah, thank you. Morjuk, our purpose is to give advice on the current state of Phobos, as well as provide any aid that we are able. She kind of looks taken aback. That's uncharacteristic of TTI.
I was going to say, Vice Captain, I would at least hear them out. While they may not be the most trustworthy, they are the most advanced that we have offering help currently.
Atoti,
I may
you
have had something to do with this.
To dock with the Morjuk. We will have a group of officers standing by. Please disembark your ship in no more than 3 personnel, unarmed and unarmored.
Yeah, we know the TTI. When we know the IRPF procedure, we'll come out in our skivvies.
Essentially. So they kind of pull up and dock, and eventually you can hear the marching of boots. And a very familiar figure kind of strides in. He's dressed very normally. He doesn't have anything special on him or anything. He walks in and he gives kind of a bow/salute. Looks kind of like a Roman thump to the chest, but with a bow incorporated. Vice Captain, my name's Metis, Oma Metis. I worked with TTI.
Metis? Tsubaki's gonna throw her hands up. What are you doing here?
I'm here to help, Tsubaki. You're gonna need it. I've been keeping in touch.
Hey, what's up? Hey, give me just 1 second.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Kolo's gonna kind of pointed. He's just kind of look at the ground, Look, he's gonna look at some of the stations, just yeah, whatever.
Oh, do you want me to cook those patties real quick?
Yes.
Okay. I won't be able to roll, but seems like all we're doing is exposition, so I can talk.
All right. Anyway, I'm here to help.
Anyways,
I heard something about Phobos has been overrun with whispers.
Jeez. Travels fast around these
yes, actually, and I'm kind of wondering how you... Huh, yeah, that's your glass. I didn't pour it.
Imported.
Sorry. I'm kind of wondering how you've been able to keep in touch unless... And I look down to my suit.
Don't worry, it's not about your suit. Essentially, I've had a couple of agents here on the ground, as well as a group who unfortunately met their demise in a local mall.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's too bad.
We had someone dispatched to that area.
Yep. Saved everybody there.
Well, it's
What do you want with them?
unfortunate that they perished before they could be rescued. He looks kind of at Krylock, and you can tell that he doesn't believe you, but he's letting it go. He's been long enough in the game that he kind of gets it.
Yep, everyone
Oh,
there.
no, salt and pepper.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway,
But,
I need a updated status report. Unfortunately, when the attack first happened, that's all I really received, is that whispers had come out of the woodwork.
I will give the character the report that I have given the captain.
To include Sabine being MIA, kind of.
Yeah, we're not really sure what happened. The only person who would know what happened is no longer
With the group.
Yeah, you'd have to find them. Hey, could you break this up for me?
Vice Captain Windlands, would you be opposed if I took these members of your command and took them back to a place where I could do some testing?
Not me.
She kind of looks over at the
well.
rest of you and it's like, this is up to you all. If you are willing, I can support sending you. If not, then I'll find other places for you.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Metis still wearing the suit?
He is not wearing his suit. He's wearing something similar to Cola.
Skin suit.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that though.
Are you going to ask him?
Now that I've noticed it, yeah, I'm going to kind of, where's the suit?
He, go ahead and roll. Oh, wait, crap, you're not at your computer, are you?
I can go back to my computer. I'm waiting on a grill to heat up.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. It's going to be a hard perception check.
I'll be right back. Okay, at least I remember what my perception is. So I don't have to look it up. I can just type into the channel. Since I've had dealings with him before, can I get a boost?
Sure, I'll give you a boost for that.
And you said hard?
Yep.
Boom.
Okay. So he kind of goes stony faced at that. And as he kind of unconsciously, you see him kind of scratch his leg. But he doesn't really say. What would you like your advantage to do?
No, I mean, you've already given me insight. It's something to do with his leg, and I'm pretty sure. But, I don't know. He's willing to talk about it a little later when we're not surrounded by a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, so he kind of looks over at you, and he kind of gives you what you would think would be a sign for we'll talk later, because he kind of looks down, and he kind of gives a subtle shake of his head.
Okay. Because I need to know he's had more experience with them than I have. But, anyways... yeah, we'll, at least I will submit.
The rest of you, outside of Miss Baird, or Officer Baird there, I can't force any of the rest of you.
Hey, what kind of cheese do you want on your burger?
Why not?
Alright. Then...
I'm gonna have Swiss. Though I might... Wait, do we have a cheese blend? No, we still got some cheddar jack. I can sprinkle it on there. Good. Sorry, I don't mean to talk over anybody.
And you,
What's the matter?
Miss Krylock?
Huh?
Would you be willing to go with Mr. Metis here?
Do you think this needs to be sprayed?
Nope.
Oiled?
I'm not going with Mr. Menace.
Buttered?
Who he is.
Whatever. Just throw him down?
I go.
Could I salt it
prefer Mom.
first?
So Metis kind of looks over at you. He goes down to his belt where he kind
All
of
four of
pulls
them?
off his toggle. After a few seconds, you guys hear an audible pop in the room, which generally indicates some sort of listening device dampener.
Okay.
And he says, I'm ex-TTI. Previously of the research division, practical research division. My mentor and I were one of the first to essentially learn of the incursion by the Whispers.
So...
Actually, technically, yeah.
Reason why I don't want to go with you?
No. Krylock, just follow along.
Oh,
Believe me.
Follow along.
No, it's one of those, don't worry, if there's a problem, we'll just kill him.
Oh, okay, I'm glad your character said that out loud.
No, I didn't say that out loud.
Why not?
Because I have no problem with this character.
Oh. Well, my character has no idea who he is.
Well, that's why my character is telling you that I trust them, and if you trust me...
He looks down at you and he says, my mentor's name was Talon.
I have no idea who Talon is. Let me know, Nick.
I know. I'm saying it basically for others that know who I'm talking about. Or they should,
sure, I'll
if
go
they
with
don't.
you.
Anyway.
I'll go with you as long as I can smoke a cigar on the way.
I don't really care. It's not like we're a medical ship or anything where that would be a detriment.
You do know that you're smoking a cigar in space, correct?
No, I'm smoking a cigar in a ship that's in space.
Hey, if you're willing to take the chance of being in an oxygen-rich environment and blowing yourself up, it's not any of our problems.
Exactly, right?
So, anyway.
I mean, yes, this is sci-fi, and all you have to do is say, the whole thank God we invented the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm not even worrying about it. Anyway, so he escorts you back to his ship after you guys... He asks if you want to bring your ship, though he's kind of hinting at you might want to bring it.
Well, yeah. We'll bring the puddle jumper. It'll be good for it to get out.
Alrighty.
Spread its legs.
So with that, your two ships kind of sail off into the dark. After a couple hours of flight, what are you guys doing, coincidentally, at this point?
Before we left, I would say my, basically, the whole hugs and kisses, without all of everyone watching.
Yeah.
Because, appearances.
Yeah, she gives you essentially the shoot straight, fly fast type deal.
Yeah.
Aw, how sweet.
Hey, Nick, do your turkey burgers usually bleed?
A little bit. That's just the juices.
Yep.
Okay, my turkey burgers are bleeding.
That's some fresh turkey.
Alright.
Well, I got them on sale at Kroger's. Anyways.
So as you guys are flying, is there anything special you guys are wanting to do? Because you guys will have a few hours before we move into the next section.
Try to catch up on what happened.
Okay.
Nothing much. We showed up here after some ships.
Because I've been in the hospital bed for
You essentially were
bit.
scanned to make sure you don't have any whisper in you.
Hold up. You're jumping too
Yeah.
far ahead. So, we were with other evacuees, and some of the Whisperers made onto evacuee ships, and those ships are no longer with us, nor any of the evacuees. And then we were scanned, put on the ship to make sure we're safe, and are now going with a TTI specialist.
Okay.
Ex-TTI specialist.
Yeah, ex-TTI.
TTI specialist.
Metis. Yeah, Metis is not TTI. They put a big gaping hole in his chest. I'm pretty sure that was his resignation.
Wasn't he fucking insane, or is that somebody else?
That would have been me.
No, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that later.
I'm talking about the one that was experimenting with the owls on Phobos.
Oh, no, that one, he's dead. Owls ate him.
Okay. So, eaten by his own creation. Lovely.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Alright, yeah, no, I'm basically, spotting him on the pilot seat every now and then. The rest of it sitting with Sabine.
Well, I was going to say, I will basically tell... I'm going to keep Kit in contact with the puddle jumper and basically have the puddle jumper tell me or Kit on whether or not on anything that's going on. Basically, I put the puddle jumper on a flight path and to notify me when we get close, because I need to go check on Sabine now that I know that she's infected.
Okay. Alright, so essentially as you guys check on Sabine, she's just kind of like restless in her unconscious state. You can see her twitching. Her lips kind of twitch too, as if she's trying to speak but can't. That sort of deal. Did you guys bring Metis aboard your ship, or are you guys kind of just flying behind the Atobi or Atodi?
Metis, I was gonna say, Metis can travel with us.
Okay. So as he comes aboard, he starts kind of inspecting Sabine as well. You can tell that he's had some practice with this. As he kind of talks, or as he kind of does his thing, he asks, so, did you look into any further into the file that I sent you?
Nick, I'm not currently at my computer. You'll have to remind me which file it was.
That was Metis. Okay. He was the one that was working with the dude who basically fucking talked to Hydra.
Yes. That was Talon.
Yep.
Talon talked to the big bad. Well, not really big bad. We don't know if it's bad. We just know it's big.
It's big.
And it doesn't seem to like us.
Not many do.
But I was gonna say, I'm going to look at Metis as he steps on the ship and go, well, actually, first, Nick, I need you to remind me. Like I said, I'm not at my computer, so I don't know what.
He kind of looks at you guys, and as he realizes you really haven't done anything else with the research, because you guys haven't really spoken up about it. He's...
Oh, we haven't?
Really, no.
Well, I was going to say, I have been researching Kit. That's about it.
I can show you some tricks with your suit, with Kit, later on. I'm assuming you haven't done some of the more interesting deals your suit can do. If you even know about them.
I was going to say, Metis, we have... I'm not sure if you've gotten the grand scope of things, but shortly after you departed, there was a slight, not really invasion, but the Palemen.
Yep, my people have been keeping track of them as best we're able to. Last we heard, they managed to get off of Phobos and landed somewhere on Mars.
Yes, well, good. I'm glad that they were able to get somewhere safe.
Oh yeah, they're fine.
But
We're doing fine.
You had further questions.
sorry. But we haven't really been, or at least I haven't really been able to research into that a whole lot due to that incident and everything else. And I did do quite a bit of enhancement research when we came out from there due to, well, it just so happens that, and this is nothing against Kit,
Kit kind of perks
he
up.
can't really he can't really take a direct hit from a whisper.
There is very little that can, unfortunately.
So let's say, what can take a direct hit from
He says, when we get to my lab, I will show you.
Okay.
But no, to answer your question, we haven't done a whole lot of research into that particular topic. Now that I have time, it might be pertinent to look into.
Right back. Apparently I have an update ready for Discord.
Yep, we're going to take a short remission because I've got one too. So give me just a second to update.
Wait.
Oh.
Where's this update?
Upper right corner underneath the minimize button. Looks like an arrow.
That was quick.
Yeah, updates on this stuff don't really take me that long.
Hey, I'm gonna mute
have an
myself
SSD.
and walk the dog.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Mine's done updating.
Yep, same here.
Gee, that was fast.
Alrighty.
That was a quick break, like second.
But I'm also going to let Metis know, when he steps onto the ship, how do you like the ship that TTI gave us in the event of your demise?
He goes over to a panel and he starts kind of working through it. After a few minutes, you see him kind of... Essentially, it looks like he's rubbing his finger along the spine of the ship as you guys kind of walk in. And as he does so, the ship shudders, and then your suit and the ship itself starts to kind of liven up a bit. There. That's removed the restrictions from your ship that TTI put in place. Now you should have full access to your ship.
Huh. Well, maybe I really should have done that research.
The world you're about to enter, Tsubaki, is not one for the faint of heart. There are some protections in not knowing.
I was afraid I was going to have to Iron Man this shit.
So what you're saying is ignorance really is bliss in this situation.
Insofar as keeping out of the way of more powerful entities, yes.
Hey, Nick.
Go ahead.
How long do you usually cook a turkey burger?
About the same as a regular burger, depending... Are you cooking on a grill or on a George Foreman?
Cooking it on a griddle.
Cook it. So essentially what you're going to want to do is cook it until, at least for 10-15 minutes or so, give or take, on the heat. But the burger itself, when you kind of press on it, it should give very minimal juice when you're good.
Oh yeah, these aren't really giving any juice when I push on them.
You're probably good. If you're still not sure, kind of take the spatula and cut it down to about the center portion, and just kind of pop it open there. It should look uniform throughout the whole thing cooked.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail. It's just as my first time cooking turkey.
No worries. It should also be
In
fairly
any event,
solid.
in any event, Mr. Metis, I think the time has passed for us to be safe in our innocence.
You would probably be right, especially since it seems like he kind of sighs a little bit and just kind of looks down, and you can see the internal war within him. He kind of wants to tell you, but he really doesn't want to tell you either, because this knowledge is very dangerous.
You see that look on your face.
Well, let's just say Apophis is not kind.
I didn't realize we were dealing with the Gould here.
He kind of chuckle. I'm assuming that's out of character, right?
No, that'd be in character. I didn't realize we were dealing with the Gould here.
That old show does little justice to what it actually is.
Oh, by the way, my friend, we have on Mars, if you'd like, seeing as you seem to be, with us, I suppose would be a good way of saying it. If you have actually been divested of your suit, we do have access to...
He gets a very pained expression when you say that.
I'm just gonna say, we will have
Cole
to speak.
doesn't know,
Yeah.
remember? He doesn't know how it works. But yeah, no, he kind of trails off there.
Yep.
Okay. Hey. The burgers are done. You can get a plate or whatever. Huh?
He looks very pained, and after a second,
You heard.
he kind of
You want-
half-whisperedly, or half-whispering, half, talking, says,
You want it on bread?
Apollo will be greatly
Anything
missed.
on the bread?
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Apollo something.
Okay, well,
Okay, so essentially he says, my suit Apollo will be greatly missed. His sacrifice was inopportune. And unfortunately, I cannot replace him.
yeah.
I didn't realize the bond was that close. I apologize if I missed that.
The bond is a very strong one, but it isn't just the bond. He shows you, essentially after a second again of kind of deliberating, he shows you some scans of what appears to be him. Essentially, the suit can integrate with your neuro center, and as over time, if you wear it for too long, it'll actually integrate into your body and become part of you. When his suit ended up dying, it took a piece with him that he can't reclaim, so he cannot wear another suit. It is physically impossible for him.
Well, I mean, unless you do a fucking consciousness transfer into a new body, but
that won't work either, because they don't understand why, but there's something else that goes on with the suits that makes it impossible to do that, even if you do that.
fair enough. Anyway, continuing on with the story, is there? Sorry to sidetrack, but is there anything you can do for Sabine?
He kind of looks down at her, and he begins kind of prodding her kind of differently than what you've seen before as far as doctors, etc. After a moment, he's like, huh, that's different.
What, you mean
Different
the fact that
how?
Shadow isn't trying to climb out of the wall?
Wait, Shadow? What do you mean, Shadow?
Yeah. Oh, he never met her, did he?
Nope.
No.
No.
Ever since we were both, well, she's carried it since the day she was born. I remember every day from the day we were kids all the way up until we parted ways when we were both of age. Her shadow was always different. It looked like her most of the time, but it didn't follow what she did. And now I haven't seen it since, I showed up about a month ago.
Huh. He kind of looks, and then he just looks unsettled. Well, that would somewhat explain the anomaly. So what he does is he actually gets out what appears to be something similar to a scalpel, but it's made of black metal instead of like a regular steel. And he very gently cuts her.
Whoosh?
Nope, no whoosh. He knows what he's doing.
Oh. Okay.
He
No
then
whoosh.
gets a bit of her blood, and he takes it, and he puts it like on a slide. And he kind of looks over at Cody's character, and he says, "I need you to go like this," and he makes what looks to be an OK symbol. And he says, "Go ahead and make that gesture for me, if you wouldn't mind."
Okay. My character does that.
When your character does, he kind of comes up and he starts speaking, but it's a different language than what you've heard before, and it doesn't sound like a real language. But when he does, your suit essentially grows to encompass the whole, and then you feel your fingers, like your pinky finger and the other finger that are next to it, I forget the actual name, ring finger.
Yeah.
You feel them getting contracted closer, and then they like almost stick together, and essentially your suit creates a sort of microscope.
Ah.
The suit is very different. Your suit appears to have been altered slightly through a different
gasp.
procedure. So he slides the piece in, and he has you kind of hold your hand where he can see, and he looks, and he goes, "Ah," and he has you guys look as well. What you see is a crystalline kind of structure that appears to be going around in the blood. But every time the crystalline structure tries to take over other bits of the blood, it appears as though white blood cells that are pitch black are fighting back.
So black blood cells.
Kind of, but it's almost like liquid shadow taking white cell form.
Okay, so that's where the shadow's at.
Yeah, so it appears that the two are actually fighting inside Sabine's body.
Yes.
Interesting.
We'll see which one wins.
Yep.
Wow.
So I think I can help her, but unfortunately we need to get to my lab. Around that time too, you hear kind of a ding from a message coming across. Captain, we've arrived at the rendezvous point for the Lumen transport.
Wait.
You know what? I'm fucking good.
Yeah, it's a turkey burger. I told you.
Take it your dad approves?
Lumen transport.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've hired Lumen to take us the rest of the way. Otherwise, it would take us about a month to get to the research facility.
Where is this facility?
Unfortunately, I cannot tell you that. I can just escort you
I don't
there.
think it should.
Fair enough.
So, with that, you guys essentially, your ship basically bonds itself to the
You have your baton?
Toti, and the two ships are then encompassed in this Lumen vessel, and you guys go into light speed.
Interesting.
After about 15-20 minutes of flight, you guys end up coming out over an interesting, what appears to be like a false, like a kind of picture like a halo ring, but smaller, much smaller. When you guys drop out of light speed, your ships detach, and you guys go down towards the planet.
This rice should still be good to eat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, rice.
So once you guys land, Oma kind of has his ship kind of fly off, and he has, like, you're not sure what it's doing, but you guys are now here on this the surface of this ring of sorts.
Here, at the wall.
Hey, let's just hope there's no White Walkers.
If there is, at least someone here knows nothing.
Anyway, so Oma goes and grabs a couple of his doctor scientist people, and they actually escort Sabine down to a bed where they kind of begin working on her. So, welcome to Smuggling Port 404, or as we prefer to call it, the Ring.
Smuggling Port.
Yeah, it's a little on the nose, but it does the job. Anyway, can I offer any of you coffee?
Nope.
Do you happen to have any, what was that damn energy drink?
Vitae? The Vitae drink?
I will take coffee with a splash of
Power
that in
thirst.
it. Yes. Coffee with a splash of power thirst in it.
Very well.
I have to, I'm drinking for two.
I kind of figured. We figured out fairly
You're
quickly
drinking
that there
for
was
two.
Vitae inside the drinks. Which, by the way, that has been a very helpful product, and he kind of wanders up this direction to get to the kitchen.
Well, yes, it's a ready supply of Vitae always on hand.
Not to mention it helps with your suit.
Yes, it does help.
Anyway, so he makes the coffee for those that want it. Literally makes
Kind of
it the old
reminiscent
school way.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, with the press?
He, like, grinds the beans right there in front of you, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Ow.
But, yeah, with the whole Vitae in the can and the suits, it's literally like video game, you know. I'm low on health. Glug, glug, glug.
So, anyway, after he passes this stuff out...
There he is.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, like, where the fuck am I?
So, you notice too, as he's doing the coffee, he does something kind of interesting. So, every time he stirs exactly 15 times. No, sorry, 12. 12 times.
Little OCD
Yeah,
there.
he uses exactly 12 beans, like everything is 12. For whatever reason, you're not sure why.
It's conditioned.
Yeah.
So, anyway, back to the topic that we were discussing at hand. If you're to survive in this current development, you're going to need to get as much information as you can on the Whispers. Unfortunately, I have no way to actually get that information to you, otherwise I would have already provided it to you. Unfortunately as well, thanks to, and he kind of pulls up his, essentially he basically pulls down part of his pant leg, and there you see what appears to be a fairly large chunk missing from his leg that has been filled in with fake skin, essentially, and fake fur. Unfortunately, due to the accident that caused this, my memories are not what they used to be. I remember little bits and pieces, but nothing concrete. And you notice that he scratches this stuff 12 times, and then he kind of brings his pants back up.
Metis, do you realize you're doing that?
Doing what?
The 12.
12?
Yes. 12 beans, 12 stirs. 12
Everything
times.
you've done is 12.
He kind of sits there and he breathes in 12 times and exhales 12 times before answering. And then a look of shock kind of goes over his face. Like,
You just
what?
realized it, didn't you?
And you can see him kind of clutch his head. And he's like, oh, headache.
Oh no.
Headache.
Oh no. No, no, no. No.
So what do you guys do?
I'm getting ready.
So you guys start grasping at weapons, etc.
Yes.
No.
At least
No.
putting hands.
Just-
Hand flips the charging switch on the L gun, but that's all I do.
Oh, I'm still way over here.
Well, you can move
That's
yourself
this?
where you'd like, boss.
Where's this guy at?
Right where you were kind of able to see him. He's right here.
Mattis, I need you to calm down.
I'll shoot him.
Are you actually going to shoot
No.
at him right now?
Please don't shoot him yet.
Why?
You just may have a
is there
headache.
problem with
We're
shooting
a little
a tranquilizer gun at him right now?
If you wanted to trank him, go ahead.
I'm gonna trank him.
Alright, so go ahead and roll me, because you're about medium distance there. So that's going to be 2 purples, but it's going to be upgraded because Tsubaki's in the way. And then I'm also going to introduce a setback because of the fact that he's kind of crouched behind Tsubaki as well, so you have even less to shoot at than normal. So he's kind of got cover, if you will.
Right. Okay, so what am I rolling exactly again?
Agility. You're going to be rolling a ranged light agility check.
No, the difficulty again.
It's going to be 1 red, 1 purple, 1 setback.
1 red, 1 purple, 1 setback. I'm probably gonna miss horribly so, but oh well.
It'll be funnier if you hit.
Can I upgrade one?
Yeah, if you want to use the point. You hit him.
I hit.
Okay. So...
Oh, gee.
Yeah, so he kind of gets struck, and you see him kind of stand upright for a second, like, you shot me! Oh.
Precautions are always
Oh,
necessary in
that
these
feels good.
situations.
And then he just face plants it into the floor, unconscious.
So y'all better fucking check that guy, because, I didn't want anything to come ripping out his chest. Just saying.
I don't think that's the issue. I think it's repressed memories.
You sure? He has headaches. He's not acting in himself.
Well, we can always scan him.
Let's scan him. We have time.
It is going to be a few hours before he wakes up now, so... What would you guys like to do for those few hours?
I say we investigate the area and see what else is going on with his repressed memories.
Well, feel free to look around the facility. I didn't put any doors or anything in here, so you guys can move around as you like and look around.
Is this a lumen ship?
This is not a lumen ship. This is essentially, picture the Halo ring, but on a much smaller scale.
I'm gonna look in here.
Okay, so you find crates and such. Appears to be like medical supplies and other laboratory equipment.
I'm going to check on, Metis, basically look him over while we're doing the scan and all that stuff.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a medicine check, because I'm assuming you're going deeper than just, like, looking at him.
Yeah. Now that I know how the microscope thing works, I can also check his blood.
Yep. You also have access to his little pocket knife deal, because he still has that on him.
Okay, you said roll a medicine?
Yep, roll a medicine. It's going to be an average check.
What was my medicine check? Oh, that's right. I do have medicine training. More medical training than fucking Krylock.
Probably do after I redid my character.
You are a doctor, but not that kind of doctor.
Right.
Whereas I became a mechanical medical doctor.
Not a doctor, you're a combat medic.
Yeah. What's the difficulty?
Average.
Oh, goodness, Cody.
Okay, and can I get a boost since I'm using that,
Yep. Alrighty. So for your successes, you know that he is not suffering from any whisper work inside his bloodstream. Essentially, you are fairly certain that yes, it was a repressed memory headache. Thanks to Krylock, it looks like it is subsiding too because the tranquilizer has forced him to kind of stop trying to access those memories. So not only that, but they've kind of relaxed him really good.
Yeah.
You can see what appears to be like 20, 30 years of stress just melted off of him right there. Anyway, what would you like your advantages to do for you?
Now that I know this, I need to come up with a good way of basically explaining to him that, you know, when he wakes up, because he's more than likely going to wonder what the hell just happened.
He wigged out. He wigged out. We were tense. Krylock shot him.
No, just straight up tell him I didn't like your face, so I shot you. Yeah, it happens to everybody.
Well,
that'll go over well, right?
Totally.
I was going to say, I'll have my advantages. I don't know, help him out a little bit further along.
Oh, make it where he wakes up a little faster.
I guess.
Okay. So, anywhere you guys are at in the facility where you want to know more about it, or are you guys pretty much good to go?
Pretty much good to go. This is more medical.
Yeah, it appears to be an underground R&D facility, really.
Oh, really? I'm going to go maybe back into a computer while I'm at it.
Okay.
Or maybe just look through his files. His files and
Do you even have computer skills still?
Nope. There's nothing wrong with trying.
Nope, there really is not.
I've created so much fun for the GM, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm going to look through to see if I can find any information.
Alright, go ahead and give me a daunting computer check.
That is wonderful. I'm glad I don't have any skills in it.
Oh, jeez.
Is it daunting?
Yep, 4 purples.
Oh, see, this is when you go by the seat of your pants. Can I use a story point because of how immaculately I shot that gentleman?
If you want to use the story point, boss, you just use the story point.
Yeah, man, I'm going to enjoy every moment of me failing this role.
You're not going to fail.
Wow, one of those didn't even come into effect. Jeez.
So yeah, there you go.
Alright, so give me a second. I've got to get you some data.
Told you weren't going to fail.
And I've got the perfect...
Oh, I know what. I know what I'll tell him when he wakes up.
What's up?
I'm sorry about my murder hobo companions.
Don't be dragging me into this.
I didn't shoot him.
Yes, but as immediately after he went down, what did everyone do? Search his shit!
I stayed right where I was, next to you.
Yeah,
I just looked around. Jeez, I would have looked around if he was awake or not.
It's delightful to know you have such confidence in me, Tsubaki. Bitch.
And I'm glad you have none in me.
Or me, gosh.
Well, of course, I have none. I mean, the man was suffering from a repressed memory, and you just... I'm glad you didn't use an actual gun.
No, I shot him with tranquilizer because I knew he could use a break from life.
He looks
Yes,
much better
yes.
for it too.
And we can let him know that I identified that as a doctor immediately, and the only way to make it better was to shoot him.
Yep. I like the way you think, Doc.
Krylock, you have been wiped. Your degrees are null and void.
Hold up now. I have a degree in psychology now.
Did you
There
steal?
you go, Tyson. You've got a computer file you can now look at.
Is it on Discord or is it on the game?
It's on the game. You need me to put it in Discord?
No. Is it the which one is it? Business?
It's gonna be under handouts for season 2 under your name.
Oh my god!
That's all you're able to get from the computer.
All right.
Yeah. But really,
a lot of scraping going on over there.
Yes, I know.
sorry,
Alright,
it was also
Tyson,
a little bit of me.
Do you want to upgrade my check because somebody's trying to trace you?
Trying to trace
Yep,
me?
they're trying to figure out where you hacked into the system from.
Can I just pull the plug before they find out?
No.
Then, of course, I would like to upgrade the role.
Okay.
I'm so thankful that you asked.
All right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, after you get that file, you are ejected from the system.
Nice. Hey guys, we should probably leave this facility.
What?
I'm just saying that people with guns may show up shortly to kill us.
What exactly did you do, Krylock?
That was my question. What's going on?
Apparently traced my authorized access to this computer and probably didn't like it none.
Huh.
And I'll go ahead and show everyone else in the party what I got.
We will have to wake him up a little bit sooner than...
There you go. You guys should all see it now. It'll be moved from your handouts, Tyson, to the group.
I shared information with everybody.
Thank you.
Wait, I already have this file.
No you don't.
That's wonderful.
I guarantee you don't.
Oh, okay, this is second manifestation.
Yeah, you don't, buddy. And people be coming with guns.
Oh, well then.
Okay, because the toggle file I have is on Metis. Wait.
This is his computer file.
I did do a little digging into this. Because that's what we were going to do with the what you call it, the time machine thing we were building, which we haven't really been able to dig into because the person who was building it is not here.
Huh?
That is true. Alrighty. So, anything else you guys would like to do until Metis wakes up?
We should leave with Metis.
And Tsubaki. Oh, sorry, and Sabine.
I
We can discuss it on the ship.
No.
no, I am going to wake them up here,
Okay.
and out of character, the murder hobo and the murder hobo's accomplice. Just ease up. I'm just kidding.
You're not going to Deadpool 2 with me then.
I thought you already went.
I did. I go again too.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, since I haven't heard anything about wanting to do stuff before Menace wakes up...
Yes. Yes, I'm telling you, I'm trying to wake him up. That's what I'm doing.
Alright. I'm not going to have you roll. He wakes up. He's like, oh, my head. Ew. Why does my nose feel flatter? What am I doing on the floor?
Because you...
He looks up, sees Krylock. You shot me.
And you needed it. I'm an official authorized doctor. I could tell that you're going through a stressful situation. So I hit you up on narcotics to make you feel better.
He kind of cracks his neck. He's like, ugh. Well, I do feel a little more relaxed.
We should probably also leave, because I believe there's people coming here that want to destroy this facility and kill anyone here.
What makes you say
Why
that?
would they want to do that?
Duh, you got the handout.
Metis actually looks
Why?
at it, like, why are people coming to destroy the facility?
Yeah, why? That wasn't really explained to me either. I was just told we need to leave.
Well, maybe while you're knocked out, we may have acquired some information from your computer that no one liked.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He kind of looks up, and he's like, ugh, and he gets up off the floor and wanders over through this door. Do we have any incoming anything at all from long-range sensors? That's a negative. We've got zilch as far as anything out there. We did have a hacker try and ascertain data from our file system earlier, but we managed to repel him. Didn't get anything super amazing for data. All right. And he wanders back in. He's like, we're fine. There's nobody coming. And he kind of looks over at you. He's like, hey, can I get another one of those? Don't shoot me with it. I just want it. That way, when I need to sleep tonight, I can just use it.
But then I'll hand him one.
All right.
Or two.
Well, I think it's time. And he's like, how long have I been out?
How long has everything gone
A couple
on?
hours.
Nick?
Just 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a couple hours.
I'm lying through my teeth.
5 minutes. All right, well, let's go check on Tsubaki.
I was going to say, I've been trying to rouse you for the past couple of hours since since my colleague realized you were suffering an episode and decided to put you down.
Yeah, fair enough. So he starts wandering down this way. And he's like, Doctor, have you found anything out about Sabine's condition? A few things. You were definitely right in your assessment. There's 2 MCMs currently trying to fight their way to being the host of this lady. Anything we can do about it? Well, I mean, we've never really had this opportunity before. I would like to further study her. Kind of looks over at Tsubaki. Kind of makes a decision. We don't have that kind of luxury. We need her up and operational. All right. Well, let's see when I get this. And he goes and grabs a needle that looks to be about as long as your forearm.
Oh, jeez.
Rotates Tsubaki over
pretty.
and then just basically jams it halfway up into her ass cheek. And you see
That
the
deep-needed
Good
injector.
thing he's unconscious.
yeah, you see the liquid inside being pumped in, and then after the liquid's pumped in, the guy goes back and he gets what appears to be a jury-rigged kind of car battery, and
Oh, geez.
with some metal like crochet needles, touches it to the area, and then gives Tsubaki a lovely zap.
Subaki or me?
Sorry, Sabine.
I was gonna say, you know,
apparently, one of the things I'm taking doubles as an appetite suppressant. I'm not sure which one, and my body just kind of aggressively reminded me that I hadn't eaten today in the form of a massive fucking dizzy spell.
Go grab some food, boss.
Yeah.
I've got some sitting in front of me.
Okay.
I had to go get in front of the bathtub or the toilet because I was afraid I was gonna hurl.
Yeah, no worries.
I can't remember if I took my medicine or not.
A new handout for you to look at too, by the way.
Oh, legs hurt. Ouch.
That reminds me, Metis. Why do I hear the Harry Potter theme?
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't be Harry Potter, but anyway, you're asking Metis something.
Actually, is there supposed to be music playing? Because I'm not hearing any music playing.
There should be something playing, yeah.
There is. Like a music box.
Oh! Sorry, it's because...
You're still on your phone.
Yeah. So I haven't been hearing all the creepy noises. Anyways, I was going to notify Metis of the anomaly that happened on Phobos. If and whether or not he's been apprised of what the anomaly is.
What anomaly is this that you're talking about?
The creatures. The rotting flesh creatures.
The ever so eloquently named Howlers.
Yes, the Howlers.
Okay, he looks a little concerned at that. And as he goes to, ask some more questions, you guys hear from Subaki, or Sabine.
Sabine.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not good.
And Sabine's body begins to convulse very, very hard. After a second, a shower of blood seems to erupt from every pore in her body. And it's not necessarily like a shower, just picture like a pink mist coming out of every pore on her body all at once.
Cola. Well, actually, never mind. I'm pretty sure I pulled my spare off the ship.
Mine's already
because
charged.
My last one blew up.
Yep.
If anything coalesces out of that blood, you shoot it.
Okay.
Way ahead of you.
As the blood begins to kind of settle, Sabine's shadow begins to writhe. The creature that appears can only be considered as liquid shadow.
Hold fire.
I'm
It
doing
looks
my
at
best.
every one of you and immediately leaps up to the ceiling where there's a vent and slides through, like it's not even there.
Metis.
Metis is you see him go for his, to his wrist. I want this facility on lockdown, right now. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out.
Metis, was that supposed to happen? You might want to lock the vents.
He immediately starts running for his control room. He doesn't even, look at you. He literally just runs straight there.
Staying with my family.
Okay. He gets on the intercom, essentially, and it comes across for you guys where you can hear it over the deal there, as well as outside the facility here. This is a level 5 alert. This is not a drill. A level 5 alert. We have MCM activity aboard the facility. All the units, respond. I want this place locked down. I want patrols in the area 5 minutes ago. This is Oma Metis. Get on it. You see people that were kind of just milling around start scrambling. They start what appears to be getting their suits on that look similar to Kit, but a little more heavy duty. And you can see each of them starts to like pull out different rifles.
I was gonna say, I hope Kit doesn't get jealous.
No, not really. Kit's just kind of like, oh god, holy hell, my family's here. All of them at once. And you begin seeing them actually searching the facility with like drones and other such technologies. Though it looks very basic technology, something that isn't up to the level that you guys currently have. The facility also starts to alarm.
The facility is alarmed. Oh, yeah. Oh, gross.
So, anyway, what are you guys doing at this point?
Keeping alert, looking around, getting ready.
Give me just 1 second. Oh.
Dylan, what are you doing?
I'm staying with my cousin.
Okay.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Unless she decides she wants to wake up, in which case I'll do so.
Well,
like you've gotten me this close.
There's something else that has to happen before that.
well, I was gonna say, Sabine is alright, correct?
She appears
From what
to
I
be.
can see.
The doctor there is rapidly scanning her and doing every blood test and everything else that he can think of all at once.
Well, if Cola... I'm going to leave Cola there with his gun. I'm going to take mine, and any spare I can grab, give one to Metis, and see if we can't perform a sweep of the base with everyone, because this thing has to be found, regardless of what it is. If it's benign, then we need to make contact. If it's malignant, it needs to be eradicated.
Yep.
I agree.
Alright, so everybody doing the search, I need you guys to give me a group search check. So what that means is whoever has the highest perception ranking is going to match it with the highest characteristic skill.
I have 2 ranks in... No, wait, let me check.
I have 2 yellows and 1 green.
I have 2 ranks in perception, a green, and a blue.
3 in perception.
So all of you are basically
Christine's
the same.
currently the highest.
Alright, so instead of that, you'll get a boost for each person helping you that's part of the party.
Because mine
Excuse me,
is...
2 in perception. That was wrong. And that's cunning, so yeah, just total of 2.
I actually have, like I said, I have 2 yellows, 1 green, and a blue. I have the blue because I'll be searching by smell, because you said this is a walking pile of blood shadow. So it's going to smell.
You're going to take 3 boosts.
Yep, go ahead and roll it.
On top of what you already have.
The difficulty here... Let's see here.
So that's 4 blues in total?
Yep. And then you're also going to be against 5 reds.
Want me to roll that for you, Cody? No.
No, I'm at my computer. 5 reds?
Yep, 5 reds.
You can use a story point to upgrade.
Good God. Wow. 3 of those dice didn't even do anything for you.
Oh.
I would ask for a reroll, but I'm afraid to.
Yeah, I would be too.
Alright, so, what happened?
Surprisingly, we're coming up with nothing, which means that we're going to have to actually search the vents.
Either that or the smell is already spread everywhere because it's in the vents.
Yep.
Yeah, there could be that.
We'll go with that one. Unfortunately, because the thing is already in the vents, and the vents were pumping air, the smell just kind of permeated everywhere. So unfortunately, you're unable to track it by scent.
I know a way to track it by scent, but no one's going to like it.
Well, how?
We shut off the air filtration system. Wherever this thing is, I was going to say, wherever this thing is, it's a giant pile of blood.
So
if we shut off the air circulation, it's going to smell really bad.
Well, given the fact that Metis declared, what did he say, a level 5?
Yes.
I would say that that's probably already been done. Nick?
Okay.
Pretty much. The alert, basically, as you see it, the people have donned like different gear, etc. The base has been essentially brought to level 0 for technology. So anything more advanced than like a wooden club isn't technically being used after it's been all shut down.
So, let's see. They've got to have some sort of like searching robots, right? That we can release through the vents?
Drones?
No. Unfortunately, as you kind of like, they do have them, but they aren't allowing the use of them.
Fine, I will reach out with my mind to try and locate this creature.
Alright, Jedi Master Plo Koon.
You know, he might actually be on the right track there. Kit.
Alright, go ahead and give me a will check.
That's what I'm saying.
The exact same 5 reds.
Hi, can I use a story point? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to figure out what freaking Kit's will is, because his has got to be better than mine.
Okay, so unfortunately Kit isn't much help as far as that, but what would you like the 2 advantages to do for you?
Kit has a better idea. He understands what I'm trying to do and offers me some advice.
Well, seeing as how Kit is really young.
Why did I just hear the fucking pray, like, item get sound? Who got a text?
I was gonna say it almost sounded kind of like you know, the beginning of the whole Knight Rider, you know.
Hell if I know. Not doing either of
Anyway.
those sounds, so it's not me.
Anyway.
Alright.
Well, anyways, you said Kit's young, so he's not gonna know a whole lot, but he might be able to help at least. You know, even a young symbiote can have an idea.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of what Kit would give you. Because this is, I wasn't necessarily expecting that. Let's see.
His restrictions have been removed, so he can do whatever the full extent of what he can do currently is.
Okay. So essentially, as you kind of think about it, Kit kind of starts to do something a little different than you've seen before. You can feel him tap into your nervous system, and you can feel him kind of like sensing the smell that you were trying to follow. When he does, you almost get like a kind of a... You almost start to feel kind of nauseous, kind of like the room is spinning.
Okay, so basically what you're telling me is he had tapped into my nervous system and cranked what I already had the surgery crank up and turned it past 11.
Yeah, kind of. So
basically I just went from dog to bloodhound.
Yes and no. He's not actually amplifying it, he's gaining knowledge from your senses, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, he gets the scent, he starts to kind of analyze through it in his way, thinks about what you were actually trying to do, and relays to you that if it gets close enough, he'll be able to actually sense it, and he should be able to alert you when that time comes. But unfortunately, he is not sensing it right this second.
Okay, so I'm going to have to perform another base sweep.
Yep, but we're going to stop right here unless somebody else has something else they would like to do.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. I'm assuming, Dylan, you don't have anything you want to do at the moment?
I'll just follow along at the moment. I'm still kind of out of it, so...
Like, this is the end of the session, because the next session is where we get into the other stuff.
Oh.
It was just getting good.
Oh, don't worry, it'll get better again. I had to get through some exposition to get you guys where you're at.
I just realized I'm wearing a lightweight god. No, I'm just kidding.
So, alrighty. So this is where we'll stop for tonight. We will pick it back up again next Tuesday, same time.
Alright.
Same bat time, same bat channel?
Yep, pretty much. Alright, so XP, everybody's favorite part.
Give me a second, gotta pull up my character.
Tyson, you spent the 20 XP that you got, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, shit!
Alright, so 10 XP for being here, 5 XP for expert role-playing on everybody's part. Dyson, I thoroughly enjoyed your let's just shoot him with a tranquilizer.
Hey, I was ready to shoot him too.
That was pretty funny.
No.
Let's see. Cody, your part, I really liked you sticking to your character and like just essentially going, I'm not gonna get involved with those ships. And then the zapping of the whisper was pretty genius too.
Okay, so do I add anything for that, or...?
Essentially everybody's gonna get another 20 XP. So...
Cool.
Awesome.
So that's
I love
spent mine, but okay.
I love that I can contribute to the group's gathered knowledge. I love it. It's great. I get a warm, fuzzy feeling. Really, I do.
Aww.
Okay. So totals, I've got Cody at 295.
Give me a second. So that was that 15 plus 20, or everyone just
Everybody
plus 20?
Gets 20.
Okay, so I have the wrong number right here. So that is 295.
Should be currently 295. It was 275.
Yeah.
How much XP does everybody get?
20.
20.
So Tyson,
20.
you should be at 285.
I should be at 285.
Christina, did you spend your 20 XP from last session?
Nope.
Okay, so you have 40 to spend. Dylan,
Yep.
you're at 295. Did you spend your 20 from last session?
No, and does that go for both of them or just for Gola?
That will go for both. Up until the point you reclaim Sabine, just assume that you're getting XP for both.
Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't spent it yet, so I've got 40 for both of them right now.
So, Nick, You didn't like my little. You didn't like my little in character with the vice captain.
No, I thought you did well. That was very good. I just was bringing out some of the other stuff that I didn't kind of initiate.
Yeah.
So that was good, though. I'm glad you went with it and ran with it.
Yeah.
Like me having no clue about the whispers.
Well, I'm glad I could help with your world building because it's nice and to see it actually implemented.
Yeah.
But also, I really need to spend XP. I'm sitting on 70 XP right now.
Yep.
Oh, geez.
I'm basically sitting on an entire, like...
You're almost sitting on a new character's worth of XP. Give it another 10
Yes.
XP or more, and you would be an entirely new character. We're about to break that 300 threshold. That's going to be interesting. Alrighty.